South from the old Dash series right here to the modifieds. He's in one of the most famous rides in all of modified racing in the South. Hillbilly Racing. The number 79 for Zach Brewer.
Spot to Ryan Newman. Now Caleb Heddy trying to work his way around as well. Heddy up to third. Here comes Bobby Labonte as well. Zach Brewer trying to hold on.
Here with Zach Brewer. Now, Zach, you've driven a ton of different race cars. Tell me about these modifieds. What makes these so special?
Man, they just got tons of horsepower. They're like giant go-karts with huge engines. And it's how much you can get it down and you know, get it pointed straight and hold on.
When you watch these, it's not very obvious if they're loose or they're tight or they're moving around. Can you feel a lot in the race car when they move around?
Yeah, they move around a whole lot. You know, it's kind of how you take care of your tires. You know, the longer you run, the looser it's going to get. So it's just all about maintaining and saving what you got for the right time. You know, here, you'll have some people that's going to go out that might not lead a whole lot of laps in the beginning, and they're going to run hammer down and go out and lead some laps. And slowly, you guys will do that and race back up there. About lap 100, you'll probably start turning the race. That's kind of our game plan.
Your game plan, you're going to try to save the right rear and then go for it in the end?
Yeah, I'm going to try to save it. I've got a couple of cars I'm going to try to stay with and mimic what they do and kind of, you know, put myself in the right situation where they're at the end of the race. If I can be with them, I think I'm going to have a shot.
Now, you ran almost the entire season last year. What makes this Coma deal so much fun? I mean, the car counts are high and a lot of guys in the grandstands.
I enjoy the laid back of it compared to NASCAR. It's not all so business and so political and stuff. It's kind of old school. You know what I mean? It's kind of back to your roots. You got a few rules, and you know, they do their best to protect some stuff, but I'd like to see them do a little bit more on that end. But it's just not all the political crap that you got to deal with. To me, this is one of the few cars still left that the driver can change his line, change what he does to make it better. You know, in your top three tiers of the NASCAR now, you go out, what you got is what you got. You know, it's going to either plow or be a little loose, and you're going to fade. Here, you can still, the cream will rise to the top, you know what I mean? And you'll have the guys that know how to adjust their race car with a pit stop or save and maintain where, like I said, you got what you need at the end. And a lot of cars are so aero-dependent with these being open wheel, and they're not that. You don't have a lot of the bump stop, coil binding. You have a lot of the old-fashioned stuff. You got more power than you do anything, so you don't need all of it. So it's all in what you can get down to the ground. You know what I mean? So it's a good deal. It really is.
You made one major change to your team this year. You had your first child. Are you going to approach racing a little bit different?
I just want her to know, you know, what it means to me and how long I've been in it, and that Dad does that. It's just something, you know, racing to me is in kind of trouble. You know, you don't have a lot. I want her to have to enjoy it and know what it meant to me to do it, and just how big the sport was and kind of still is. But I just want her to know what it meant to her dad.
You've been doing it a while, and hopefully you can take a trophy home to her tonight.
I hope so. She's not got to come to one yet. Mama won't let me bring her yet, but she's got some trophies in her room.
mean to you? It's your first modified win. You led start to finish.
It means everything. I've raced Daytona, won Bristol, won Atlanta. I've never won at home, so this is everything. It's awesome.
And big crowd here to see you win. I mean, this is special, isn't it?
Yeah, man, I got a lot of family and friends here just to win at home for me. It's huge. I live 5 minutes down the road. I've been coming here since I was 5 years old. It's everything. Completes my career.
History made here tonight in Myrtle Beach Speedway. Zach, wow, man. The trophy, what a race. What did it be?
Man, all I've heard is LFR and spec motor and all that. Tonight is chassis dynamics, and man, I'm just pumped. I can't believe that we won this race. I was worried about pit strategy all night. Didn't wasn't real sure what to do. My dad's made great calls, made pit stops all year long, and when the one didn't come back down pit road, I knew we had him. And he's been so good this year, and he's had an awesome year. And just to be able to outrun him and small the team, and as big as some of these teams are. I mean, if you only knew what it took for us to get to the track, we tore up 1 week, we wouldn't be back. All we just keep winning. It's awesome.
You know, and another thing also, Zach, is bottom line, there was the run that we were seeing, and I was noticing going off into 1 and 2, Myers kept driving the bottom. He kept trying to make you use up your rubber. You kind of was mirror driving, and it looked like you wasn't going to let him get to your inside. It looked like you were protecting the bottom.
Yeah, I was going to protect the bottom, but I had been rolling the top, and I was preparing for him. I thought he may make a light lap run, and we caught that lap traffic, and I could get a couple in between me. You know, I think it's pretty good, but you know, it's so hard to get sponsors. I had a couple people come on board, so we're not making this area outdoors. Him and his mom and daughter, Alan, his family. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for people like that. So if you need your yard motor, you need any kind of yard motor, property management, you know, Alan's local, outdoor living. Go check him out.
Final question, 2 weeks this year, you went on 4th of July, and then we had your 3 days, and then you did a Thanksgiving here in Myrtle Beach, and you're part of this history making night. I know this has got to mean so much more. How does this feel going into 2015?
Oh, it's great, man. Before I got this deal, I put this deal together a couple weeks before March and the beginning of the season, and I didn't have a ride. I put this deal together, and I never thought that I'd want to be racing this year. I got this car and ran 9 races. I mean, I pulled it out of the cabin shop where it was I've been set for 4 years. A couple parts on it. But 2 races is awesome. I wish my wife was down. Just too much going on. My daughter's still on. I know my wife is very excited. I was my grandmother. My daughter.
A good night tonight in Myrtle Beach. Woo!
That guy right there.
You're all clear here, bud.
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free, like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain singing in the angel choir, and I hope them angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Do up in heaven all your days filled with love and light. Is there music? Is there art and adventure? Are you happy? Are you more alive? And I hope you dancing in the sky, and I hope you sing the angel choir, and I hope them angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived.
Welcome in, everybody, here to what is a sad but positive night of racing here for the Zach Brewer Memorial 131 here at South Boston Speedway at South Boston, Virginia. Tragic Monday night for the family of Zach Brewer, but these guys in Riley Neal Racing has come together and they have put an event together, the Zach Brewer Memorial 131. And it's a privilege, it's an honor to be able to call the race. And I'm alongside Chris Carter, one of the awesome announcers at Bowman Gray Stadium. And he also has his own podcast, Talking with Chris Carter podcast. Chris Carter, how you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm great, Rooster, and I really appreciate this. Is, like you said, I am honored to be asked to do this race. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Rooster. Thank you, Riley Neal, and thank you to all the fans watching. What about the people that is watching, Rooster? It looks like we have went over the 150 people watching mark, and I tell you what, I just hope everybody's excited as I am about paying honor and tribute to our friend, our fellow racer, Zach Brewer.
Yeah, man, and like I told everybody last night in the Madhouse Racing League, you know, I personally didn't know Zach. I've never even been to the stadium. I've only seen videos of the stadium. And for them to come to me and let me, you know, do this race is just an honor in itself, especially with me not knowing him. I know, Chris Carter, you know Zach Brewer. You know, really good friends with him. Knew him as a racer. He was a dad, a husband, a family member, a friend, an uncle, and you know, whatever you want to call it. And man, it's a tragic time. But, you know, we're here to take something negative and turn it into something positive, and that's just what we're doing here by racing, because this is what Zach would want, Chris Carter. He wouldn't want us to sit here and cry. He would want us to sit here and continue racing on in his legacy.
You said it best a while ago, Rooster. Zach Brewer not only was one heck of a racer, but, man, he was known as a family man. And the love he had for his daughter, Avery, and the things that he would do with her, it was just nothing short of amazing. And like you said, man, this is going to be a great way to honor. I believe that Miss Kimberly is watching, so we want to let her know that so many people and ourselves were continuing to pray for her and the family. But we went, look, hey, what better place to do it than here at South Boston Speedway, Rooster? And man, you know, they're known for a lot of good things. Home of the world-famous bologna burger, but I'm going to tell you what, there's two things, in my opinion, that South Boston Speedway is known for, and that is speed and grip, Rooster. And with speed and grip, these guys can really go at it for the whole race. In other words, they don't have to conserve and worry about saving their tires for later. They can pretty much go all 131 laps.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting, man. These laps are going to wind down fast, and kind of give you guys a little race format here. We're going to have a 30-minute practice, which they've already in. We got about 9 minutes and 50 seconds left. Then we're going to go into qualifying, and qualifying is going to be kind of different than what they're used to seeing, Chris Carter. It's going to be instead of single car, because we have 60 guys, 58 guys interested in here and wanting to race, and the entry list was kind of surpassed a long time ago. But we capped it at 60 people, and we ended up having 58, allowing 58 to race. And they're going to lone qualify, which we're going to kind of show you a couple of them. And then we're going to have 2 heat races. The heat races are the LCQs, because in the qualifying, you're going to have top 20 locks in automatically. We're starting 26, so we got to get our other 6. So we're going to have 2 heat races with 20 drivers, Chris Carter. Heat races with 20 drivers. That's a lot of cars for 15 laps with no cautions.
And you're right, and also the top 3 of each last chance qualifying race will be locked in. But of course, and you know, I sit here and look at the entry list, and man, there are some heavy hitters, Rooster, in this race. And I'm talking about there is some really good drivers. And we've got little Carson Lofton, Chase Robertson, Ryan Robertson, Justin Hull. We cannot forget, we've also got Boo Boo Dalton in here as well. So, man, stacked field of cars tonight here at South Boston Speedway. And I'll tell you what, the fans and the people watching, they're in store for a really great race.
Oh yeah, Carson Lofton. We gotta talk about him. Look at him coming off a win at Florence Motor Speedway this couple weekends ago for the Smart Tour race. I mean, he's on here racing tonight. I mean, you got names: Kyler Staley, a stadium stock driver, Kyler Kepley, Enoch McNeil, a Charger driver, and Nolan Marshall, another mini stock driver, and others. That the list goes on and on. I mean, like I said, I think he had over 130 some entries that ended up wanting to race, and he only took 58 drivers. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. And Chris Carter, I got to ask you, what are you excited for tonight?
Yes, man, I'm excited. There's several things I'm excited for. And the main thing is, as the racing community comes together for this Zach Brewer Memorial 131 at South Boston Speedway, and just coming together and to be a part of this and to honor our friend, as I said earlier, to honor Zach. The racing's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a heck of a race. And you know, Rooster, as you try to pick a winner, I wouldn't even, if somebody held a gun to my head and said, Chris Carter, pick a winner, I wouldn't know what to say. I just might as well just get shot, because there's no way to pick a winner.
Oh yeah, man, and in my eyes, everybody's a winner. And the real winner here is, everybody. I mean, we all come together. We all support somebody. A friend, a family member. You name it. We come here to support and show how big of a racing community you are for Zach Brewer and Kimberly and Avery. And others. His whole entire family. I mean, it's crazy. When Riley Neal come to me and said that, hey, do you want to do this race? It's crazy to think that, this is what happened.
Yeah, you're right, Rooster. And once again, I feel like I'm kicking a dead horse here. It's just to honor Zach Brewer and his family, and Doug Brewer, his dad. So many nights that Doug and his dad, Doug Brewer, has spent in the race shop working on race cars. And if anybody knows Doug Brewer, I tell you, he's a perfectionist. Everything he does it so well. He can build a beautiful race car. He can build a fast race car. And I know that he is going to miss Zach dearly, but we know that Zach is now racing in the streets of gold, which is really, really, really exciting for me to say.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's crazy, in some sorts that, and a lot of people I've talked to have said it's crazy that he's gone, and like I said, I personally didn't know him, but we're here for, to show our support, our enthusiasm, how much he meant to all of us. So definitely going to be interesting to say the least.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Rooster, let's tell the race fans and everybody listening at home and wherever they may be a little bit about this track here at South Boston Speedway. And these turns, they're banked at 12 degrees, and there's 10 degrees of banking. That's right, race fans. You heard me correctly. 10 degrees of banking on that straightaway. This is a 4/10 mile track, and if you want to get technical about it, it's a 0.4 mile track. And the straightaways, they're 360 feet with a track width of 45 feet. And as I said earlier, and you will hear me say this throughout the night, there's two things that this track is known for, and that is speed and grip, Rooster.
Oh, yeah. Speed is, probably one of the biggest things with this track. And I was talking to a lot of the guys earlier on, and they said coming in the entry of the corners here, you roll up on each other so fast. I mean, it's almost like you don't have time to check up, you know what I mean? Like if something happens, and even in real life, Chris Carter, I've seen this track. It produces, a big wreck on the front stretch. You're in it. Like unless you slam the brakes and don't hit each other, you're in it. Like it's hard to miss anything at this track. This track reminds me of Dillon.
Yes, and also another thing I like about South Boston Speedway so much is you will see double file racing, side by side, door to door, nose to tail, hard racing. And that is enough to make anybody excited about racing here at South Boston Speedway in these Tour Modifieds, in which these cars, they have a minimum weight of 2645. They have a 56% left side weight, and of course they got that big 4-barrel Holly. And these guys are producing anywhere from 600 to 650 horsepower. So there's a lot of horses under these hoods, and these race cars tend to get into each other, but that's what them Nerf bars are all about.
Oh yeah. And as we take a quick look here in practice at your leaderboard, I ain't gonna pretend to even pronounce that last name of the first place man here in practice, Ryan Katucci. I'm going to butcher a lot of these names, and I feel bad, so bear with us here.
Well, you know what? What I figured we could do is we're just going to call him Ryan K. It is spelled Kuhlthau. So we're going to go with Ryan Kuhlthau, and I'm sure we both have butchered that name, but what race fans, when we talk about that driver, we will be saying Ryan K.
Oh, yeah, and then you got Ross Dalton. He's not on track yet. He's sitting second. Paul Hartwig Jr. in the 73. He's sitting third. Then you got Chase Robertson there, and he's actually in one of Zach's schemes, Chris Carter. If you were watching the starting soon screen, this is a modified that Zach Brewer drove way back in the day at Bowman Gray Stadium. He's sitting in the third position. Then you got Blaine Curry in probably a beautiful looking race car to me, Chris Carter. It's got the neon green on one side and the orange on the other. Then you got then you got Justin Potter, and I'm guessing that's just an all gray car in the 54.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, buddy. That's an all gray car.
And then you got Mark Willard is sitting ninth, and then Cameron Billins sitting 10th. So far right now, we've got 57 drivers in the lobby. That's crazy. We only one driver didn't show up tonight for the Zach Brewer Memorial Racing. Man, 57 drivers, that's still a lot of cars.
There's a lot of money involved in this race. We haven't even talked about that yet, Rooster. And I'm going to tell you what, several people stepped up to the plate. And $200 to the winner of the Zach Brewer Memorial, and that is sponsored by Choice Tire and Automotive in Kernersville. $200 to win this race, man. That's a good purse for an iRace.
Oh yeah, you definitely ain't kidding there. And then you got, I believe it's elevated TV with the hard charger for $20.
Well, let's do this. How about I read them off real quick?
Yeah,
how about
there we go. Yeah, where we go.
All right, so we're going to have a pole award, which is also sponsored by Choice Tire. That's going to be $100, race fan. And our friend, Miss Erica Reed, she's going to sponsor the most laps led. That's going to be $100 as well. Our halfway leader award is sponsored also again by Erica Reed. That's going to be $100. And our Zach Brewer Memorial winner, as I just said, by Choice Tire, that's going to be $200. And we got our lap 31 leader, and that's in honor of Zach Brewer. His number, as we all know, was $31, and that is brought to you by Talking Circles with Chris Carter and the Bam Stevens. Fastest lap of the race, that's going to be $10. And second and third place both, they're going to get $30. And our heat race winners by Bam Stevens is $20 to each heat race winner. And as you just said, Rooster, the Hard Charger Award, that is brought to you by Elevated TV, and that's going to be $20. And we've got a lot of money online tonight, so there's a chance for people to win money, not just as a winner tonight here at South Boston Speedway.
Oh, yeah, and it looks like the session has advanced, so we'll have qualifying here coming up. And as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, your qualifying ticker will show you the who's fastest. And looks like first up on the track here, we got Nathan Wenzel. Then you got Dylan Mullet. If you see the screen kind of flickering a little bit, it's just kind of on the best, most exciting driver. As we see JT Gershner, man, that's cool, Chris Carter, how they got, I see a lot of these drivers with that picture across the back bumper of the modifieds.
Yes, absolutely. And JT Gershner, he's the son of Jeremy Gershner. And as we all know, down in New Smyrna, Jeremy Gershner was involved in a very bad accident at New Smyrna Speedway during Speed Weeks. And Jeremy has some very serious injuries, man. I had a chance to talk to him a week ago, and he's healing up pretty well as best as he can. But it is really neat, and everybody that knows Jeremy Gershner, we all know the story about JT, the numerous surgeries that young man has been through, and the things that he's done to help him to be able to walk better. That kid is an amazing young man, and I am so happy to see him out here tonight.
Oh, yeah, and here's the guy that put all this together, the man that wanted to say, hey, let's do the Zach Brewer Memorial Race. It's going to be Mr. Riley Neal, and Riley Neal's sitting third on the board right now in that 07 car. Kind of different. I don't see a Memorial. Oh, actually, it's on the back. It looks like it's on the back deck lid.
Yes, it is. That's where it's at. Yes.
With these modifieds, man, it's so hard to see things because everything's on top, whereas on a late model, everything's on the sides. So
that's right. And you know, Riley Neal, racing runs deep in his family. His daddy, Kevin Neal, former sportsman champion at Bowman Gray Stadium. And Riley Neal, at 15 years old, people, race fans, 15 years old, the youngest winner ever in Bowman Gray Stadium history. So Riley Neal, I expect so much out of this young man. Riley has got that God-given talent that I talk about a lot, and he's going places. I'm excited about Riley Neal and his future.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So we got Cameron Billings, one of Chase Pierce's or Chase Robertson's crew members, and then you got Austin Long, and wow, look at that car, Chris Carter. That thing that is cool.
That's a very good-looking race car, and I mean we're gonna talk about these cars looking like this pretty much throughout the night. And you got Austin Long out there, and these cars and how these guys design these cars, and you're better at all that than me, Rooster, but I'm amazed at the technology and what goes into putting the paint schemes and what have you. And then you got James Jordan right there into the wall just a little bit coming off the turn. So, and you're going to see a lot of that. I expect that, but as the drivers get used to the track, there's some drivers that's probably maybe never even raced here. So you're liable to see a little bit of that. There's Derek Rice, a former driver there at Bowman Gray Stadium in the street stock division. But, man, I keep talking about it. But, dadgum, what a stacked field, Rooster.
Oh, yeah, definitely a very, very stacked field of cars. As we see Chase Robertson in one of Zach Brewer's throwback schemes here with the number 11. You got Cole Brennan, and he's running the same scheme. we got two of the same race cars, and, you know, I was talking to Staley and I was talking to Neil about it earlier. You know, I feel like we're gonna have a lot of the same schemes. We're gonna see a lot of these duplicates. I would say. There you go. We'll get to that in a minute. And Chase Robertson said 45th. Never thought I'd say 45th. Buddy Isles, 32nd. Top 3 really hasn't changed from practice. Remember, top 20 makes it into the race. Carson B. Lofton sitting on the bubble right now, and we'll go ahead and give you a rundown of who's in so far. Ryan K. Paul Hartwig Jr. sitting second, Justin Potter third, Chase L. Pierce fourth, Chase Robertson fifth, Steel B. Langford sixth, Blaine Curry seventh, Derek Rice eighth, Buddy Isles ninth, Matthew Brinson 10th, Mark Riley and Neal 12th, Brandon Clements 13th, which is Enoch McGill, Tyler Ashley 14th, Ross Dalton 15th, Kyler Kepley 16th, JT Gershner 17th, Dakota Mello 18th, Adam Baker 19th, and Carson B. Lofton sits to your top 20. It's hard to hear me again. Alrighty, well, give me just a second and we'll let Chris Carter take over.
All right, and also we got Ryan Robertson, who is the brother of Chase Robertson, who I also read just the other day that Ryan Robertson, he is going to be competing alongside his brother out of that Robertson Racing camp. He's going to be alongside his brother Chase in the sportsman division racing at Bowman Gray Stadium, and it's going to be pretty interesting, the matches that the battles that we're going to see between Ryan Robertson and his brother Chase. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Justin Hoyle, Austin Taylor, another competitor at Bowman Gray Stadium out on the track. As you can see there on your screen, Justin Hoyle has a lot of experience in the iRacing leagues throughout. He's been doing this a long time. Good to see him here as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. As you see Ryan Robertson there spinning her out. Let's see if we can't find him. Doesn't look like, yep, there he is, sitting down at the bottom of the racetrack. Douglas Harris. A lot of these names, Chris Carter, I've never even heard of.
Well, if I said I have to, I'd be lying to you, but that's okay.
Well, they always say we're not professionals at it, but we try to be.
Well, in my defense, this is my first time to actually call an iRace, and it's different in a way, but as long as my mindset is I'm approaching this and doing it just like I was at South Boston Speedway, calling a race there in front of thousands of people. So I'm excited once again for this opportunity.
Well, we got about 3 minutes left here, and qualifying, the way it works is it's lone qualifier. They get 3 laps, but they also have a time limit, so they have to go out before 10 minutes. So they had 10-minute lone qualifier. They get 3 laps. In that 10 minutes, they can kind of go out whenever they want. So that's kind of the cool thing with iRacing. You either got 3 instead of lining up like you would see in a real racetrack with lone qualifier. You kind of go out whenever you want. The track is yours, and nobody else can see you on the track.
Right. So, in other words, you go out whenever you want to, and it doesn't matter if you go first, last, or in the middle. It's no big deal at all.
Right.
Doing the iRacing deal.
And sometimes, when you get into the league stuff, like the Madhouse Racing League, they do single car qualifying where they make it a group qualifying session, and they line everybody up on pit road, and they give them kind of 3 laps, and they have an admin, almost like a flag man, at the starter tower or starter stand to kind of tell you when your qualifying laps are done, and then they send the next one out. So it's kind of cool how people have implemented the single car qualifying into iRacing.
Right. You see Kyler Kepley in that number 28 modified. Good to see him here. Kyler Kepley is well known around the racing community, not just at Bowman Gray Stadium, but throughout, everywhere along the East Coast. You all know who Kyler Kepley is. Good to see Kyler here tonight as well.
And I believe he is actually throwing back to a scheme of Zach Brewer's. This is one of Zach Brewer's old schemes, is what I've been told, and Kyler Kepley is throwing back to him. So looks like we got about 1 minute and 42 seconds left in qualifying, and I believe everybody has taken a time. So looking at the top 20, you got Ryan Kay, Paul Hartwig Jr. second, Justin Potter third, Chase L. Pierce fourth, Chase Robertson fifth, Steel B. Langford sixth, James Stanger seventh, Blaine Curry eighth, Derek Rice ninth, Buddy Isles 10th, Matthew Brinson 11th, Mark Willer 12th, Riley Neal 13th, Enoch McNeil 14th, Tyler Ashley 15th, Ross Boo Boo Dalton 16th, Kyler Kepley 17th, JT Gershner 18th, 19th is Justin Hull, and Dakota Meller is 20th. Them 20 drivers are locked in the race, Chris Carter. They don't even have to heat race. They don't have to LCQ race. They are locked in the main event. They're just waiting until the feature starts, and they get to watch the 2 LCQ races, Chris Carter.
That's right. And you talk about that's 20 very happy drivers as they get to like, whoo, that's a load taken off of them, man. And I'm very impressed with, once again, with JT Gershner making the race. Proud of that young man.
And a list of drivers that I do have to heat race. I'm not sure how the heats will line up. We'll kind of figure that out once we get there. Adam Baker, Carson B. Lofton, Brent Mickle, Austin Long, Cameron Billings, Jeffrey Taylor, Joseph, I'm not even going to shoot at pronouncing that name, Nathan Wenzel, Kyler Staley, Gabe Salvadera, Levi Riffle, Connor Shaw, Max Widener, Bryce Nelson, Nolan Marshall, Austin B. Taylor, Douglas Harris, Cole Brannick, and others. All righty, you ready to give them the first heat race?
I'm ready. I hope you are, and I hope everybody watching at home is. And I'll help you out. I do know how to pronounce Gabe's now. That's Gabe Saavedra. Gabe Saavedra. Yes, sir. That's another good friend of mine. Happy to see him here. Wishing him the best as well.
All righty. Well, I'll give the first 6 rows, and I'll let you give the next 6 rows. All right. Row 1's got to be Ryan Kay and Paul Hartwig, which they're not going to be the racing, so we'll kind of do away with that. Let's see if we can get down here on the starter cam. So your front row, I'll do it real fast because the stuff's not working. Adam Baker and Brent Mickle are going to be your front row. Cameron Billings and Joseph. Here, we'll see if you can pronounce that, Chris Carter.
No.
We got Joseph P. starting on the second row.
You go.
Third row is going to be Kyler Staley and Levi Riffle. Row 4 is going to be Max Widener, Nolan Marshall. Row 6 is going to be Douglas Harris and Cody Jones. Row 7 is going to be Dash Stoltz, Dylan Mollett. Row 8 is going to be Dylan Eller and Wesley Moffitt. Row 9 is going to be Jake Brooks and Dylan J. Thomas. And rounding out the field is going to be Dustin Ping and James Jordan.
Race fans, you're in for a treat here at South Boston Speedway for our first heat race of the night.
It's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun. 20 drivers, 15 laps or 15 minutes, whichever comes first. No cautions. So, Chris Carter, you got to think. You're taking the top 3. If you're starting 20th and you got 15 laps to get to the front, what's your plan?
Pedal to the metal and get her done. I'm not sure how you would do that. And here's the kicker here, Rooster, in that, my friend. No caution laps. Sometimes if you have that caution lap, you can get your wits about you, so to speak. But, 15 laps to go from 20th to the front, that's going to be a difficult task no matter who that driver is.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, we got the 1 to green. When we come through this time, Adam Baker and Brent Mickle going to lead them into the green flag. There you see the iRacing pace car going to tuck off this time. Barney, the iRacing flagman's got the green flag in the air. Green flag, heat race number 1 underway.
That's a good start here on our initial green flag. Very good start. And we got a spin already. Oh, boy, it looks like there's about a 3 or 4 car wreck back there. And once again, no caution. We just keep on rolling, and right there, without even completing a lap, we got our first big wreck here of the night at South Boston Speedway.
And now, Chris Carter, you got to think you got to dodge cars because there's going to be cars everywhere. Cars on pit road. Brent Mickle still out front. Then you got Adam Baker. Here comes.
It is single file. Yes, this is single file racing. It's pretty much what you're going to see, but I expect by lap 10, you're going to see some guys trying to step out of line and try to make a move to get to front of the pack and try to get around these cars. And you could also expect to see, especially with these Bowman Gray drivers, expect to see some bump and runs here to do what they do to get around the car in front of them. And right there, you see 3 wide going into the turn. And nothing happened there. It's got 1 car way outside, 2 wide right there going into the turn, and they're door to door as they head down that backstretch.
And the big thing you got to watch, too, with these cars is open wheels. I mean, all it takes is a little touch and boom. I mean, you got a bigger one.
I said it before and I'll say it again and I'll say it numerous times throughout the night. That's what them Nerf bars are for, but you know what? The contact sometimes is so hard in these modifieds that the Nerf bar doesn't help them. So therefore, we can have a lot of wrecks that you wouldn't expect with a regular fender car.
Right now, Cameron Billings, or 4 car. He's sitting on the bubble. Oh, the 30's going to get loose. Brett Nickel, Adam Baker, Cameron Billings locked in the show right now. 8 laps to go.
So far, like I said earlier, the field's pretty much spread out here. We got a good battle for the lead here going on. Adam Baker, as you said, in that number 30 running second, and Billings in third. But you got Widener back there in fourth, and man, they just got to try to do something to get something out of that car they hadn't got. There you go, 2 wide coming down there on that bow on the front stretch once again, going into turn number 1. They're door to door. A good racing going on, and we got a car loose, and then it looks like I can't see who that is underneath, and he makes a great move for the pass. And there he's going to cross over to get back underneath him. And we got a battle right here, race fans.
That's the 29 of Joseph P. And oh, Max Widener.
Wow, there we go.
Oh, my goodness. Tyler Staley upside down. Oh, my goodness. Wow, 4 laps to go, and we got a car upside down.
Yeah.
These heat races are wild, Chris Carter.
Yes, they are. Tyler Staley right there getting upside down. That's crazy to me that can happen. And there's no yellow flags, as we mentioned. And so those y'all that are just tuning in, that we don't have no yellow flags in this race.
Your top 3 right here, and you got to begin to wonder, Chris Carter, you got your top 3 right here. Do you think they're going to pressure, or you think they're just going to ride to make the show?
I think they're going to ride to make the show. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you got your top 3 locked in, and there's no sense in trying to take a big chance right there. As you can see, right there's really nobody making any drastic moves to advance in front of the other car. So there's no doubt in my mind this is the way they're going to finish 1, 2, and 3 to lock themselves into the big event.
There we go. Brett Mickle, Adam Baker, Cameron Billings going to be moving on to the big show. Cody Jones, Joseph P., all going to be going home. There's your results on the board. Brett Mickle, Adam Baker, Cameron Billings making the show, and the session has advanced before we could get a hold of the results. All right, let's see if we can get a starting row this time. Nope. So we're just going to go off by the results here, Chris Carter. So Carson Lofton, Austin Long going to be row 1. Jeffrey Taylor, Nathan Winslow going to be row 2. And then we'll let Chris Carter take it from here.
Starting 5th in the number 47 is going to be Gabe Saavedra. Starting 6th, the number 79 of Connor Shaw. Starting 7th in the number 31, our buddy Bryce Nelson. Starting 8th in the number 51 is Austin Taylor. Starting 9th in the number 11 is Crolin Brannett. Starting 10th, the number 95 of Blake Clevenger. And 11th is the number 35 of Timothy Walter. And starting 12th is the number 6'3", and I missed it. Starting 13th, the number 82 of Mason Lawson. Starting 14th in the 37 is Matthew Prevett. Starting 15th, 94 of Jeffrey Wood. And starting 16th in the number 42 is Ryan Robertson. And starting 17th, the number 56 of Dean Motley. 18th is going to be the number 14 of our buddy Cooper Reed. And 19th is going to be the number 32 of Austin Bird.
And Austin Bird is race control, so he will not be in this heat. So it'll be an 18-car field, and a lot of big names in this one. You got Ryan Robertson, Austin Taylor, Austin Long, Carson Lofton, the man that won Florence, is in a heat race, Chris Carter.
15 years old and already winning a Smart Modified Tour race, and Brandon Ward was in that race. Ryan Newman was in that race. Burt Myers, Jason Myers, heavy hitters in that race. So the green flag is out as we now have our second heat race, our last chance qualifying with the top 3 going to advance. And I'll tell you what.
We got big trouble already.
Yes, I mean, just like our first heat race, Rooster. I'm not amazed. Are you?
No,
I'm not. I mean, this is something that we kind of expected as the first race, and I expect a lot of it in our feature event.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. As we got 13 laps to go here. Carson Lofton, right there, you see him all by himself. Nathan Winslow in second, and Jeffrey Taylor in third.
Carson Lofton with a nice lead. Yes, he's moving along very well there.
Got Mason Lawson there in sixth. Stephen Truly in seventh. Cooper Reed in eighth. Bryce Nelson in ninth. And and Ryan Robertson looking to try to get around Bryce Nelson in the ninth position.
I tell you what, Cooper Reed running 8th. He started there in the back, and he's already gained a lot of positions. So the good job by Cooper Reed to try to get up in the top 3 to advance.
My man went from 17th to 8th in 1 lap. So that's pretty good. As we see up ahead of them, you got Steven Terrell on the bottom and Mason Lawson on the outside. He's going to give Steven, but here comes Mason back down to the bottom. You got one car coming out of the pits with 9 laps to go. The top 3 still stands.
And once again, the top 3, there's not a lot of pressure from your 4th place car here. And could this be the way it finishes right here? There's no pressure, really, like I'd think that you'd have to try to get into the top 3.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you got Cole Brannick there. You see him in the red number 11. He's your 4th place man. Right in front of him, you got Jeffrey Taylor sitting in 3rd and Nathan Winslow. I mean, still no pressure. I mean, Cole Brannick's just kind of riding. 7 laps to go. Kind of tough break there on the start there for literally everybody. We got one car up high trying to stay out of the way. It's going to stay up out high, let everybody go down the bottom. And looks like it's going to end up just like our first heat. Everybody kind of single file riding.
Absolutely, and I do believe that that's the way we're going to see it finish.
For sure. I definitely think you're going to see Lofton, Winslow, and Taylor moving on. Unless something dramatically happens to where Taylor messes up and Brannick can capitalize. 4 laps to go.
I really expected the battles to be a little better than what I'm seeing right now. In other words, I kind of expected to see a little bit of more double file racing. We've seen it on the restart, but for the most part, after lap 2, everybody was single filed from 1st all the way back to 18th.
Oh yeah, definitely. Everybody's kind of single file. I mean, Cooper Reed's looking here. He's got a battle with the number 31 of Bryce Nelson. Whoa, big shot there. Here comes Ryan Robertson. Ryan Robertson right behind them, looking all over the back bumper of Bryce Nelson in that orange machine.
The business is definitely picking up back there, but they're really running out of laps. See Ryan Robertson making a move right there under that number 28 of Bryce Nelson.
And Carson Lofton's going to win it. Nathan Winslow and Jeffrey Taylor moving on. Cole Brannick.
Imagine that.
Cole Brannick, Tim Waltner, Stephen Trudell, Coop Reed, Mason Lawson, Brian Nelson, Ryan Robertson, Matthew Prevett, Gabe S., Connor Shaw, and others will go home. So we're going to have we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have a warm-up. It'll be kind of a memorial service for Zach, and go from there. So don't go anywhere.
Let me say this real quick, Rooster, for our listeners at home that's watching. I want y'all to know that this guy, Rooster, that is announcing, he's doing probably 10 other things as well. So, Rooster, how you do what you're doing? I'm having trouble right now just trying to look at drivers' names. Excuse me, in my notes and stuff. But, man, kudos to you. Great job you're doing because you've got a lot going on.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting here announcing for you guys. I'm pushing the buttons. I'm changing the cameras. I'm changing the overlays. I'm making sure stuff that you guys can hear us. I see a lot of people in the chat saying that I'm low. I'm trying to get that fixed. Why I'm sitting here announcing for you guys, trying to put a show on for you guys, and I'm definitely doing 10 things at one time. So, like I said, I do this because for you guys at home, so you guys have something to watch, and you guys can watch the races. I don't do this for myself. I definitely don't do it for the money, because if I was doing it for the money, I'd be broke, because I don't make nothing. So it's all for enjoyment, and people try to pay me a lot of money to do this, and I barely make anything to do this, and I work a full-time job all day. So to come home and then I come home and sit here and look at this screen, so it's kind of crazy. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna have getting set up for the memorial service and pre-race ceremonies, and don't go anywhere. We'll return here in just a moment.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iracing.com.
All right, they can hear you. Hold on. Alrighty, we are back here at the South Boston Memorial, the South Boston Speedway for the Zach Brewer Memorial. 131 here. I'm alongside Chris Carter. We're going to be bringing you all the action for the 131 lap feature. We've got some things going on right now. We're going to get some things together. So it's going to be kind of just seeing a lot of cars getting situated on track, getting everybody situated. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick intermission, and we'll be back here momentarily. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. We are still getting some stuff situated. Don't want to leave y'all hanging here. We're still working on getting a couple cars out on the racetrack. Just to kind of let you know what's going on here. We are having all of these cars that people have painted that have made the race pull on the front stretch, and that Zach Brewer actually driven in real life. And we're going to have a moment of silence in honor of Zach Brewer. So still stay with us. We're still getting a couple cars on track, and we'll be coming at you here very shortly. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. We're trying to get some things situated with race control and make sure we're on the same page. You know how it is when you go to a real racetrack, Chris Carter. You got to make sure everybody's on the same page so everything flows just right.
And believe it or not, listening to y'all behind the scenes, and it sounds like it's flowing really well. And thanks to Boo Boo Dalton, you've got so many people that's so good at this stuff that have stepped in. And thank you to Boo Boo Dalton and these other guys that stepped in to help organize everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Alrighty, so as you can see here, we've got the 28 scheme of Kyler Kepley. We're going to drag Kyler Kepley up here and let him talk a little bit about his paint scheme and why he picked it. So let's see. Kyler Kepley, Rooster in the booth, you got me? Or that's Mark Willard, never mind. Wrong person. Where's Kyler Kepley at? Where'd Kyler Kepley go? Give me just a moment. I just had him. I don't know where I moved him to. We'll move on to Chase Robertson. How about that?
There you go.
Chase Robertson, there he is. Chase Robertson, Rooster in the booth, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, man. So kind of give the race fans out there watching a little bit about your paint scheme and why you chose Zach Brewer's this paint scheme.
Well, just growing up, this is the modified that I remember him first being in. So I just decided to throw this one on for him.
Chase Robertson, this is Chris Carter, and if you was to win this race, what would it mean to you to win such a big race like this, the Zach Brewer Memorial 131?
It'd mean a lot, man. There's a lot of good guys in here, and it's for a good cause. So to win it would mean a lot, and just hope for a good race.
Alrighty, and that's been a word with the 11 machine of Chase Robertson. Chase Robertson will be rolling off, believe he'd be rolling off about at the front of the pack, I believe 4th or 5th. So good luck to him tonight, and hopefully we'll see you in victory lane later.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, we're going to get him moved back down and then let him disperse to wherever he's got to go. And next up is going to be Tyler Ashley. I'm not too sure who Tyler Ashley is, so we won't be able to get him. But we're going to try to find Kyler Kepley one more time and see if there's Kyler Kepley. Kyler Kepley, Rooster in the booth, you got me? Kyler Kepley, Rooster in the booth, you got me?
Loud and clear here, buddy.
All right, buddy. So kind of give the race fans out there watching a little bit about why you chose this paint scheme that Zach Brewer used to drive.
As far as I remember, this was Bob Nelson's car, and a lot of people have driven for Bob Nelson over time. And Zach ran his car in 2013, and Zach and my daddy have always been good friends. Zach had that spot for him in the Goodies Dash series. They won at Daytona. They've won everywhere together. And a lot of people say Zach and my daddy look alike. And walking down pit road, people would be like, "Hey, look, it's your daddy," and they'd point at Zach, and it was just all a good joke. And orange is my color, and blue is the other color of my other race car. And I mean, it's just fitting. Honestly, it's just fitting.
This is Chris Carter. I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Chase Robertson. How awesome would it be? What would it mean to you to win this Zach Brewer Memorial 131?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear me, Kyler?
I can't hear him, Bubba.
You got me now, Kyler?
No, sir.
Kyler Kepley, you got me?
Chris, you got me?
I got you, buddy.
Oh, I got him. We're good here.
You there, Kyler?
Yes, sir. I got you here, Chris.
Okay. Well, buddy, first off, good luck in this race. What would it mean to you, Kyler, if you was able to win this Zach Brewer Memorial 131?
Well, I do appreciate it, Chris, and I haven't won in real life yet, but this would be very special to win. I would count this as a real life win. Honest to God with you, Chris.
Good deal, bud.
Alrighty, and that's been a word here with Kyler Kepley. He's going to be in the 28 machine, rolling off, I believe, 17th tonight. Good luck, man.
Yes. Thank you, bud.
Alrighty, we're going to move him out of here and let him disperse to wherever he needs to go. And we finally figured out where Tyler Ashley is. So we're going to get him up here. Tyler Ashley, Rooster in the booth, you got me? Tyler Ashley, Rooster in the booth, you got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Alrighty, man. Kind of walk me through why you picked your paint scheme and what made you pick your paint scheme.
Be honest with you, I was on Trading Paints and I found a nice one a guy made for Zach, and I didn't want to go with the normal black one or the Sundrop car, so I figured I'd go with this red one.
Tyler Ashley, this is Chris Carter. A race like this, we got 131 laps. How do you approach this race, my friend? What do you have a strategy in your mind to just, I said it earlier and I'll say it many more times in this race. This racetrack at South Boston Speedway is known for speed and grip. How do you approach this race with 131 laps?
I think you run 125 of them conservative.
Yeah.
To be there at the end, it's a very, very tight corner to racetrack. 3 seconds you can be ripping a left front off the car and the inside wall. So I think you kind of lay back and save your stuff for the end.
Well, I like that strategy, man, and I hope it works out for you. You have fun out there and be safe.
Thanks, sir.
Alrighty, that's been a word with Tyler Ashley. We're going to move him out, let him disperse to wherever he's got to go. And, Chris, man, I know you knew, Zach Brewer a little bit better than I did. So kind of give the race fans a little bit about Zach and who he was as a person.
Well, I've said it earlier and I'll say it again. Zach Brewer, he's 44 years old. He's out of Winston-Salem. And Zach Brewer's love for his wife, Kimberly, and his daughter, Avery, being such a family man. For those of y'all that doesn't know, that a memorial service will be held at 2 o'clock Monday, March 11th at Pinedale Christian Church. And visitation will take place following the service. Zach graduated North Davidson High School, class of 1998. He worked at United Rentals. And Rooster Zach, he enjoyed racing at an early age with his career. Started at his young age of 5. That's when he started racing go-karts and went from a small engine class in high school to local racetracks. And he raced in the Goodies Dash Series, the Smart Modified Tour, Bowman Gray Stadium. He's a 3-time Dash winner. He's raced for numerous teams, including David Hill and the Hillbilly Racing Team. And he won his last modified race at Bowman Gray Stadium in May of 2022. And outside of that race car, Zach loved fishing. and he loved being up and down the North Carolina, the Outer Banks, and he was often found driving until that map turned blue with a pole in his truck and bound to hook into that once-in-a-lifetime catch. And if I had to say there was any faults about Zach Brewer, it was his love for Duke basketball. And I tell you, and he was known for annoying. Hey, watch it now. And, you know, Zach was known for his love for those the Duke Blue Devils. And he was known also for annoying a lot of us for his annoying commentary. But once again, you know, his most recent joys of recent is Avery wanted to play soccer and they didn't have a coach. And Zach Brewer, who was not known for playing any sports, you know, Zach became a soccer coach. And also Avery, she wanted to play basketball. Same thing. They didn't have a coach, and Zach went and became the coach of her basketball team. And if y'all know Zach Brewer, and y'all all do, listening and watching, you know, his compassionate, competitive spirit was second to none. And his heart, once again, was always with his family. And no matter where you met him, his smile and infectious laugh, he always lit up a room. Zach never met a stranger. And he's a lot like me. Zach Brewer didn't mind hugging his friends and telling them he loved them. And he's one of a kind husband, father, son, brother, uncle, and friend. And we're all going to miss him tremendously, and he will forever be remembered.
All righty. Well, before we conclude pre-race, I made a little video this week. A lot of these guys have seen it. It was actually on the starting soon screen. I'm going to replay it for the people that are just tuning in. The green flag is set to drop at 9 o'clock. For those of y'all that I see a lot of y'all asking in the chat that it is 9 o'clock. They are starting 26 cars. I see a couple people asking that. Want to kind of go over some things. Going to show this little video. It's very short, only about 7 minutes. It took me about 6 hours to make this. I was telling Chris Carter earlier that I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this man. You know, I didn't know him personally, Zach, but it meant a lot to be able to make this. So we're going to show this video, and then when we come back, we're going to get pre-race ceremonies underway and get ready to kick this thing off. So don't go anywhere.
From the old Dash Series right here to the Modifieds. And it's one of the most famous rides in all of modified racing in the South. Hillbilly Racing. The number 79 for Zach Brewer.
Spot to Ryan Newman. Now Caleb Heddy trying to work his way around as well. Heddy up to third. Here comes Bobby Labonte as well. Zach Brewer trying to hold on.
Here with Zach Brewer. Now, Zach, you've driven a ton of different race cars. Tell me about these modifieds. What makes these so special?
Man, they just got tons of horsepower. They're like giant go-karts with huge engines. And it's just how much you can get it down and you know, get it pointed straight and hold on.
When you watch these, it's not very obvious if they're loose or they're tight or they're moving around. Can you feel a lot in the race car when they move around?
Yeah, they move around a whole lot. You know, it's kind of how you take care of your tires. You know, the longer you run, the looser it's going to get. So it's just all about maintaining and saving what you got for the right time. You know, here, you'll have some people that's going to go out that might not lead a whole lot of laps in the beginning, and they're going to run hammer down and go out and lead some laps. So slowly, you guys will do that and crash back up there. About lap 100, you'll probably start turning the left. That's kind of our game plan.
Your game plan, you're going to try to save the right rear and then go for it in the end?
Yeah, I'm going to try to save it. I've got a couple of cars I'm going to try to stay with and mimic what they do and kind of, you know, put myself in the right situation where they're at the end of the race. If I can be with them, I think we'll have a shot.
Now, you ran almost the entire season last year. What makes this Coleman deal so much fun? I mean, the car counts are high and a lot of guys in the grandstands.
I enjoy the laid back of it compared to NASCAR. It's not all so business and so political and stuff. It's kind of old school. You know what I mean? It's kind of back to your roots. You got a few rules, and you know, they do their best to take some stuff, but I'd like to see them do a little bit more on that end. But it's just not all the political crap that you got to deal with. To me, this is one of the few cars still left that the driver can change his line, change what he does to make it better. You know, in your top 3 tiers of the NASCAR now, you go out, what you got is what you got. You know, it's going to either plow or be a little loose, and you're going to fade. Here, you can still, the cream will rise to the top, you know what I mean? And you'll have the guys that know how to adjust their race car with a pit stop or save and maintain where, like I said, you got what you need at the end. And a lot of cars are so aero-dependent with these being open wheel, and they're not that. You don't have a lot of the bump stop, coil binding. You have a lot of the old-fashioned stuff. You got more power than you do anything, so you don't need all of it. So it's all in what you can get down to the ground. You know what I mean? So it's a good deal.
You made one major change to your team this year. You had your first child. Are you going to approach racing a little bit different?
I just want her to know, you know, what it means to me and how long I've been in it, and that Dad does that. It's just something, you know, racing to me is in kind of trouble. You know, you don't have a lot. I want her to have to enjoy it and know what it means to me to do it, and just how big the sport was and kind of still is. But I just want her to know what it meant to her dad.
You've been doing it a while, and hopefully you can take a trophy home to her tonight.
I hope so. She's not got to come to one yet. Mama won't let me bring her yet, but she's got some trophies in her room.
It means everything. I've raced Daytona, won Bristol, won Atlanta. I've never won at home, so this is everything. It's awesome. And big crowd here to see you win. I mean, this is special, isn't it? Yeah, man, I got a lot of family and friends here just to win at home for me. It's huge. I live 5 minutes down the road. I've been coming here since I was 5 years old. It's everything. Completes my career.
History made here tonight in Myrtle Beach Speedway. Zach, wow, man. The trophy, what a race. What did it be?
Man, all I've heard is LFR and spec motor and all that. Tonight is chassis dynamics, and man, I'm just pumped. I can't believe that we won this race. I was worried about pit strategy all night, and wasn't real sure what to do. My dad's made great calls, made pit stops all year long, and when the one didn't come back down pit road, I knew we had him. And he's been so good this year, and he's had an awesome year, and just to be able to outrun him and small the team. And as big as some of these teams are, I mean, if you only knew what it took for us to get to the track, if we tore up 1 week, we wouldn't be back. All week, we just keep winning. It's awesome.
You know, and another thing also, Zach, is bottom line, there was the run that we were seeing, and I was noticing going off into 1 and 2, Myers kept driving the bottom. He kept trying to make you use up your rubber. You kind of was mirror driving, and it looked like he wasn't going to let it get to your inside. It looked like you were protecting the bottom.
Yeah, I was going to protect the bottom, but I had been rolling the top, and I was preparing for him. I thought he may make a light lap run, and we caught that lap traffic, and I could get a couple in between me. You know, I think it's pretty good, but you know, it's so hard to get sponsors. I had a couple people come on board, so we're not in this area outdoors. Kevin and Molly Gard, Alan, his family. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't
You're all clear here, bud.
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free, like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain going away? And I hope you dancing in the sky, and I hope you sing in the angel choir, and I hope them angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Tell me, what do you do up in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and adventure? Are you happy? Are you more alive? And I hope you dancing in the sky, and I hope you sing the angel choir, and I hope them angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived.
She gone.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the South Boston Speedway. That's a little video. The second part, I'm sure y'all seen on Facebook. Steve Zacharias made it, but the first 7 minutes of the video, up until it switches to Steve's video, I kind of put together, man. Kind of, I guess, special to me because, like I said, Riley sitting here allowing me to be a part of this means so much to me. We've actually got Riley in the booth. Riley wants to say a couple of words, and then we're going to get ready to go pre-race.
Hey, everyone. Just wanted to come on here and mainly say thank you for tuning in, all the drivers for showing up. I know we sent a lot of people home, but just like I said, thank everyone for showing up. This means a lot to me, and I'm sure everyone that's watching and in the race. Zach was a great person that we all loved. He was a guy you couldn't help but love, you know. Just make sure everyone keep him and Avery in your prayers. But other than that, just want to wish everyone good luck in the race, and let's have a good, clean race for Zach. We all know he's watching over us and proud of us for what we're doing.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley Neal, for the kind words, buddy, and thank you for everything that you and Rooster and, like I said, there's so many people behind the scenes that does this, and it means a lot to all of us. And real quick, before we go to pre-race festivities, I want to give another shout out. Choice Tire and Auto in Kernersville, North Carolina. Really stepped up to the plate and done a lot for this race. We want to thank them, Choice Tire and Auto, as I said, in Kernersville, also to Walkertown Auto Sales, Bam Stevens, Erica Reed, Elevated TV, and Talking Circles with Chris Carter. Thank you to everybody that contributed to this. And now, race fans, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. And if you will, please rise as you are able and remove your caps for our invocation and national anthem.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the R07 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa, and my two children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the South Boston Speedway. I'm alongside Chris Carter at Talking Circles with Chris Carter, and we're bringing you the Zach Brewer Memorial 131 here at the South Boston Speedway. And been an honor to be allowed to do this race, man. And it's gonna be interesting. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break here, real fast. We're not gonna be gone too long. When we come back, we're going to let Miss Avery Brewer, she's going to give the command to fire these engines up for these guys. So don't go anywhere. When we come back here in just a moment, we'll have your pre-race ceremonies.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
You ready? All right, welcome back, race fans. Welcome back to South Boston Speedway. My name's Chris Carter. We got Rooster in the booth with us, and this is our Zach Brewer Memorial 131. And real quick, before we get started, I do want to give a big shout out to Door Bumper Clear for mentioning Zach Brewer on their March 4th podcast. Thank you to them for mentioning our friend. That was pretty cool. And to give the command to start your engines, we have none other than Zach Brewer's lovely, beautiful daughter, Avery Brewer.
Racers, start your engines.
Everything just crashed.
Rooster, can they hear me? Riley's iRacing just crashed.
Alrighty, give me just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like a couple of drivers iRacing's crashed, so we're going to get them situated and get everything rolling here. All
How
right,
am I going to do that?
Well, just jump down there and tell Riley, tell him start rolling. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and sorry about all the technical difficulties, but when you got so many drivers and so much going on, and it is iRacing. It is a simulator game, but it's still a video game at the same time. So stuff is going to happen. You're going to have things that don't work the way you're supposed to. You know how it is, Chris Carter. Things don't work the way they're supposed to work. So.
And you know what? That's okay, because this Zach Brewer Memorial 131, I tell you what, if you could look in the comments, and we have several comedians talking about we got a green flag and the field isn't even moving, and somebody said the pace car's 12 laps ahead. He's going to win. He's been practicing for this moment. It's these people on the comment section, boy, I tell you what, they are something else. And we appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in to this Zach Memorial 131 here at South of Boston Speedway. We're at a 4/10 mile track, and if you've been listening throughout the broadcast, I've said it once, race fans, and I'm going to say it to you again. There's two things about this track here at South Boston Speedway, and that's speed and that's grip. And that means for some really good racing. Now, it didn't actually play out like I thought it would in our first two heat races tonight here at South Boston Speedway, but I expect maybe things will be a little bit different. 131 laps, Rooster. It sounds like it's a lot of laps, but at this 4/10 mile track, I tell you what, they go by quick here at South Boston Speedway.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're just, like I said, we're waiting on the field to start rolling here. But yeah, it's going to be very technical. I mean, you got 26 drivers, a tight racetrack, one little mistake, and the whole field's taken out. I mean, it's going to be very interesting. You got to play your cards right. I mean, the hope is everybody plays as patient, and we ride for a while, and then last 25 laps they want to get rowdy, we'll get rowdy. But I'm hoping for a long green flag run, and hopefully we have a couple people, somebody that we never even thought Chris Carter was going to come out on top.
Well, hoping and actual reality is two different things here on this iRacing. You said you hope for green flag laps, and I doubt very seriously that we see that. I asked Tyler Ashley, how do you approach a race like this in pre-race? And you heard what he said, Rooster. He said he's just going to bide his time and ride around with about 5 to go. Now, I'm not one to call somebody a liar, but I believe Tyler Ashley was fibbing with us, race fans, just a little bit. Like you said, Rooster, I expect these guys with 15, maybe 20 to go, if they're in a position to go for the lead or to get close up front, that's when the action is really going to pick up, anywhere from 15, maybe even 20 laps to go.
Oh yeah, definitely. I see a couple people asking. We're just waiting on the field to start rolling, and gonna go from there. And it's tough. We had to send so many people home. And Chris Carter, we got cars moving.
Oh yes, sir, we do. And real quick, I want to give a big shout out. Matthew Dillner has joined us tonight. Matthew, thank you for tuning in. It's really cool to see someone like Matthew Dillner in here with us tonight. And Matthew, looking forward to working with you this year at Bowman Gray Stadium. Thank you, and thank Flow Racing for what they do. So welcome aboard, Matthew, and thank you once again for tuning in to our Zach Brewer Memorial 131.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be interesting. Not sure how many pace laps they're gonna get. I know there's gonna be a couple. Kind of get some cars heat the tires, and yeah, right, Casey Kepley. I'm telling you, it's about time we get the cars rolling. It's gonna be fun. I'm really hoping for a really good race. I mean, yeah, I get we're gonna have some cautions, Chris Carter, but as long as these guys put on a show and do it for the race fans and not themselves, I think we'll have a really good race.
The entertainment value will definitely be here, race fans. That is for sure. You're going to get your money's worth, I tell you. And you was talking about the driver that you wouldn't expect to win or anything, but I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb. And I'm really wishing, I'm good friends with several of these drivers, especially talking like Chase Robertson and Blaine Curry and some of these guys in here. But you know what? I really want my little buddy JT Gerstner to have a great race. I'm so proud of him, and I've talked about him earlier before, but I really would like to see little JT do really well in this race.
All righty, field. We're not going this time. Looks like we're waiting again. Pace cars off pit road. Pace cars, they got to pit for gas.
The pace car to the tech shed.
Yeah, pace car to the detection.
That's what Adam Baker said. Here we go, race fans. Hope you're ready. 131 laps as we get ready here at South Boston Speedway as they get ready to take the green flag.
Looks like we're going to go another lap. Not too sure.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got to get the starting lineup. Here we go. Row 1's got to be Ryan Kay, Paul Hartwig. Row 2's going to be Justin Potter, Chase Pierce. Row 3, Chase Robertson, Steele Langford. Row 4 is going to be James Stranger and Blaine Curry. Row 5 going to be Derek Rice, Buddy Isles. Row 6 going to be Matthew Brinson and Mark Willard. Row 7, Riley Neal, Enoch McNeil. Row 8, Tyler Ashley, Ross Dalton. Row 9, Kyler Kepley, JT Gershner. Row 10, Justin Hull, Dakota Miller. Row 11, Adam Baker, Carson Lofton. Row 12 is going to be Brent Mickle and Austin Long. Row 13 is going to be Cameron Billings, and Jeffrey Taylor is going to round out your 26 starting cars here tonight.
What a field of cars, Rooster. Man, oh man, I'm excited.
Not too sure what's going on here. Haven't quite figured out what we're doing.
Well, somebody said on the comments it's getting our laps back from the pace car, maybe.
Yeah, right. I'm not too sure what's going on. Looks like Cameron with the field has caught the back of the field. Not quite sure what we're doing here. It's bad when the broadcaster's lost.
Well, as we work to get this field together so we can take the green flag for 131 laps here in our Zach Brewer Memorial 131, we want to give a shout out to the sponsors of this race who really stepped up and did a lot for this race, honoring our friend and racer Zach Brewer. Choice Tire and Auto out of Kernersville, North Carolina. Appreciate them. They've really stepped up to the plate, as I said earlier, and played a big part in a lot of this money. Also to Walkertown Auto Sales, Miss Erica Reed, Bam Stevens, Elevated TV, and Talking Circles with Chris Carter. Thank you to everybody for chipping in. And the winner's purse tonight, race fans, is going to be $200. And that is sponsored by Choice Tire and Auto. We got a halfway leader award that's sponsored by Erica Reed, and that person's going to receive $100. We got a Choice Tire Pole Award for $100, and the most laps led for $100, also sponsored by Miss Erica Reed. Your second and third place cars are going to get $30 tonight here at South Boston Speedway. And for those of y'all that just tuned in, this racetrack is banked at 12 degrees. It's 10 degrees on the straightaways. And this is a 4/10 mile track, and straightaways are 360 feet. And here's what's intriguing to me, Rooster. The track width is only 45 feet.
Yeah, that's a big time deal. I mean, and looks like, I also want to give everybody a heads up. Looks like Riley Neal has said that they're trying to get the green to come out. They said the server may have broke on them. I'm not too sure what happened. Casey Kepley said, "Who's race control? The same idiot that does Martinsville?"
Cody Heacock said for Matthew Dillner to send us announcers some little donuts while we wait.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We need a South Boston bologna burger.
Yeah, hey, we're at South Boston Speedway here. They are known for that world famous bologna burger, and believe me, I've ate my share of them. I've been known to eat about 4 in one setting. Love them things that's here at South Boston Speedway.
Oh yeah, they're definitely. I've had one, and man, they are good. They are good. That is for sure.
Actually, the last time that I had the privilege of going to South Boston Speedway, I went to watch Zach Brewer. Zach got my media pass for me and everything, so I did get to go with Zach Brewer and watch the race. I believe that was the last time that I was at South Boston Speedway, and how ironic to be a part of this broadcast is when I went with Zach Brewer.
Oh yeah, definitely. And The only thing I'm wanting to try now is a South Boston bologna burger. Or not a South Boston bologna burger, but a Martinsville hot dog. I heard the Martinsville hot dogs are pretty good.
That depends on who you ask.
Yeah, right, definitely for sure.
All right, once again, race fans, we're at race control. They're trying to get everything situated here as we get ready to take the green flag. We have had some issues, and once again, just as Rooster said earlier, this is it's iRacing. It's a computer. Things crash. We have things that happen. So y'all just bear with us as we try to get everything situated. We apologize for this, but we're fixing to have everything ready to go here shortly.
Looks like we may. They're trying to get the green flag out. Looks like the server is wanting to be difficult and it's not wanting to put the green out. Not too sure what's going on here.
Matthew Dillner said that we need something. He's cut back on Sundrop and donuts in preparation for the Bowman Gray season. That's good, Matthew. I've tried to do the same myself. I want to be able to, after being on that track interviewing a driver, to be able to walk them steps without sounding like I'm out of breath and going to have a heart attack. So I'm with you, Matthew.
Yeah,
Our hard. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick, I left off our hard charger award that we're going to have tonight. It's going to be paying $20. A hard charger award is sponsored by Elevated TV. Appreciate them also coming aboard for the broadcast tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I'm trying to.
You do what you do, buddy, and we'll get going here soon, and we'll just kind of read from the comments here once again with Matthew Dillner here, and we will, speaking of South Boston Speedway, March the 23rd, the modifieds. It's going to be a king of the modifieds, 20,000 to win. 20,000 to win on March 23rd here at South Boston Speedway. Also, this Sunday, don't forget, race fans, if you don't have nothing planned, be sure to join us at Caraway Speedway. That they will be honoring Zach Brewer at the Smart Modified Tour race. Also, I've been told that Cody Norman, who usually drives the number 12, he's going to be driving the number 31, and I'm sure we will see other paint schemes and things honoring Zach Brewer. So if y'all don't have nothing to do this weekend, race fans, y'all come on out. Let's show some more love and support for our friend and racer, Zach Brewer at Caraway Speedway. You can find all the information and everything you need if you just simply go to Caraway Speedway's race page, or you can go to their website. We'd love to see you there. And thank you, Matthew, for reminding us about that. That's going to be a great race at South Boston Speedway on March the 23rd. In Caraway Speedway, I seen that Bobby Labonte is going to be in the field as well. So seen that Brandon Ward was getting a little practice there today, and that's a track that I expect Brandon Ward to really do good at. And it's just like this race. When you got a race of that magnitude, it's just hard, like at Caraway this weekend as well. It's just hard to pick a winner with so many heavy hitters.
For sure. And it looks like we've got the pace car out there.
So
So we might be going racing, ladies and gentlemen. We might be going racing. We're about to find out here in just a minute. Looks like the lights are off on the pace car. Don't know if we're going racing yet, but we're going to find out here in a minute. Looks like the yellow flag's still in the air. Barney, the iRacing flagman. He is handheld. Oh, boy. Here we go. Green flag up in the air. Let them have it, Chris Carter.
Race fans, here we go. Our Zach Brewer Memorial 131. Barney with the green flag in the air, and we're racing. Okay.
Looks like the caution flag has already flown. Looks like that's going to be for the 69 machine of Matthew Brinson. Let's see if we can't go back and figure out what happened here, Chris Carter.
Yeah, it's just good, hard, tight racing right there as we see it. Right there, yes, and the number 10, it looks like, come down. 69 got into him. Clearly just a racing incident. Probably wasn't cleared. Thought he was clear, come down, got him in that left quarter. But, Rooster, what about the move that the number 11 of Chase Robertson? Did you see what he done to get into the second position?
Oh, yeah, the three wide move. Here we go. There he goes right there. Look at him.
3 wide. What a move by Chase Robertson. And as I said, that's 45 feet of track width here at South Boston Speedway. But what a move by Chase Robertson. And he's now in the second place here for our Zach Brewer Memorial 131.
Yeah, definitely a crazy a move, especially that early on. I mean, that's pretty wild. I mean, but I guess he made it work. They held it, and they didn't wreck, so that's even better. Was really originally scheduled for 131. We started, took the green with 123 laps. We're at 120 to go now, so it's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, and once again, these laps are going to go by so fast. Once you get under the green, the laps are going to click off a lot faster than what you'd realize. So you have to pay attention to what you're doing up here. And these guys in the back, they're going to be fighting hard. And once again, I said it earlier, Tyler Ashley says that I'm just going to ride around, but I just have a hard time believing that this is, once again, there's so much grip at this track here at South Boston Speedway. So I expect people in the back to be pretty aggressive to work their way toward the front of this race.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I do want to let people know that they get 2 fast repairs. We get 3 green, white, and checkered attempts, and they get, they get 1 fast repair, or 2 fast repairs and 1 set of tires. I'll get it right in a minute. If you don't know what a fast repair is, it's pretty much like an Instapop, Chris Carter. They go into pits, poof, their car's back normal, and they drive back on the racetrack. Once you use the 2 fast repairs, then you start towing. And then at that point, you sit until the timer's done.
There you have it.
Coming to the green here. Green flag back in the air. We're back on the way here.
Ryan Kay, he is your race leader. He steps out front, and look at Chase Robertson making a move on that outside. He's going to see if he can work there, and I told you about the grip. Look at Chase Robertson. He's going for the lead, and they're going to be 2 wide. Door to door as they head down that backstretch right there going into the turn. Chase Robertson's got a little bit of advantage, and they're door to door just about. Look at this race, fans. What a race. Chase Robertson, in that Zach Brewer lookalike car. He is your race leader with Ryan Kay now in second place. He's trying to make that bottom work, but Chase Robertson, you just seen it right there, race fans. Such grip on this track, and he made that outside work. He is your new race leader.
Yeah, Chase Robertson becoming the high side hustler here at South Boston Speedway as we see Chase Pierce, another chase in the race here. He's battling with Steele Langford. Looks like he's going to get pushed up a little bit. The outside line not being hit in his favor. Here comes the 51 machine. That's going to be Justin Potter. Justin Potter trying to battle on the outside. Chase Pierce going to duck down. He's going to try to power back on the outside. See Chase Robertson do it. He says, what if I can do it? Oh, Steele Langford going to go up and put a block on him there. Here comes the 51 of Justin Potter as they work off to Chris Carter.
There we go. Meanwhile, up front, it's all Chase Robertson. He's got the race lead, and he's pretty much in control of this race as we're working 112 laps to go.
Take a quick look here through the field. Everybody single file from first to last. This being the best battle on the racetrack right here with the 51 of Justin Potter. Here comes Chase Pierce. Chase L. Pierce all over the back bumper of Steele Langford. Here comes Ryan Kay. Ryan Kay on the back bumper of the 11 of Chase Robertson. Chase Pierce looking to use the chrome horn, as Chris Carter calls it.
Right, Ryan Kay trying to apply a little bit of pressure. He's about a half a car length back, trying to work on that rear bumper of that number 11 car of Chase Robertson.
Here comes Ryan Kay. He's going to step out. He's going to look to the inside. Chase Robertson. He made that outside work. He's looking to make the inside work, Chris Carter.
Chase Robertson's using that outside groove, and I'm going to tell you what, and so far it's working for him. And as the race wears on, I can't help but wonder if with the tire wear on that right rear, if it's going to work later in the race.
Ryan Kay took him back on the outside, and Chris Carter, I'm like you. I'm wondering what these guys up front that are racing so hard, I'm wondering what them right rears are going to be doing in about 45, 40 to go here. South Boston notorious for eating tires, especially if you get out there on that bottom. It just slings the car around. The outside's just as bad. So we see Potter all over the back bumper of Chase L. Pierce.
Once again, we just seen Ryan Kay try to go to the inside of Chase Robertson for the lead, and Chase Robertson, he stayed in that second groove, and that momentum coming around the turn, that just propelled him to keep the lead. But I'll tell you what, Chase Robertson's definitely got his hands full with Ryan Kay and Langford second and third.
Definitely. It looks like everybody's still kind of riding as we look to see what your best battle on the racetrack here. Here it is with Justin Potter. Justin Potter sitting in their 5th position. Give you a rundown of your top 5. Chase Robertson is your leader. Then you got Ryan Kay in 2nd. Steele Langford in 3rd. Chase L. Pierce 4th. Justin Potter 5th. Carson Lofton, man. Chris Carter, he had to race his way through a heat race, and look at him already up cracking the top 6.
I expect him to be a threat at the end of this race, no doubt in my mind. And to be 15 years old, that young man right there, Carson Lofton, he won his first Smart Modified Tour race last weekend at Florence. And 15 years old, as I just said, so smart, so intelligent, racing runs in his family, and he is definitely a very smart racer. And, you know, I believe in my heart right now that Carson Lofton is really content and running in that 6th position right now.
Definitely looks like he's riding. He's not trying to put any pressure. He's just kind of biding his time. He knows it's a long race. We got 199 left to go now. And just kind of putting a little bit of pressure to the 51 of Justin Potter, saying, hey, man, I'm there. I'm here. I'm not going to go any faster. If you want to give it to me, I'll take it. But one slip up by you, and I'm going to take my advantage. I'm going to go to the inside, and I'm going to make it work.
98 laps remaining in this 131-lap race. Right up front, it's Chase Robertson in that number 11. He took the lead on about the 3rd lap. But also, talking about people riding, it just looks like to me, Brewster, it looks like to me, except for that, it's just good battle right there for 2nd place right there. But it just seems like some could be content with just riding right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It looks like I think everybody's kind of riding as we circle through the field. Here comes Carson Lofton. Mentioned I said earlier, he's playing his game, but if he knows that Potter makes a mistake, he's going to look to the inside. Here as he goes into turn 3, he's going to dive off, and then Potter's going to get it, and they're going to work off a forward door handle to door handle.
A little bit of contact right there coming off of turn 4. But Carson Lofton, he's going to advance. He's now in the 5th position. Look at the battle we got right there for 4th. And I'm going to tell you what, things are heating up here at South Boston Speedway, Rooster.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here comes Chase L. Pierce. Chase L. Pierce looking to take that 3rd position away from Steele Langford as they work into turn 3. As we look a little bit further back, we're going to go right here with Tyler Ashley. Tyler Ashley in that 21, Riley Neal, Paul Hartwig the 3rd.
And you speaking of young drivers, Paulie Hartwig the 3rd, he got him a modified win at North Wilkesboro. Yellow flag is out.
Gonna be for the Jeffrey Taylor machine. Let's go back and see what happened with him. Keep your eyes on that BMP machine. Looks like the 55 of Jeffrey Taylor. Oh my goodness, the 55 of JT Gersner just going to get in the back bumper of him and use him as a ramp.
Well, I was talking about JT earlier, and that's bad luck there for JT getting in that rear bumper of that car.
Still like
91 laps remaining here at South Boston Speedway, and so far the racing action's been pretty good, and I thought they was content with riding around. But as you seen, Carson Lofton, he wasn't happy with 6th position, and he wanted to work his way, and he did in fine fashion as he got ahead, and now he is in the top 5 in that number 23 car. That's Carson Lofton. I'm sorry, and he's in the 31 car tonight. So excuse me for that. Chase Robertson, he's your race leader. Ryan Kay running 2nd, and Langford in the 3rd position.
See a lot of see Steele Langford. He's kind of laying a weight behind Ryan Kay. He's a RKM driver. A little bit about Steele Langford. Doesn't really run with these guys a lot. He's a RKM, runs for RKM. If you don't know who RKM Setup Shop is, it's a setup shop on iRacing owned by Ryan Kuhn Motorsports. Ryan Kuhn, one of probably the best on the sim. He's been doing this a long time, Chris Carter. He runs actually up in I think it's the northern western part of the United States. He's I believe a super late model or a pro late model driver. Really good dude. He's another guy that is one of the best on the sim and when it comes to short track racing. So we got the one to go.
Yeah, and it definitely shows tonight. We got Chase Robertson. He's going to be on the outside, and apparently he likes that outside on this start. And hopefully, I'm assuming that Chase Robertson, he's just hoping that momentum when they go into turn one, that momentum coming off of two will give him the edge. We're about to find out as we get ready to go green with 88 laps remaining.
Barney, the iRacing flag man, got the green flag. Chase Robertson and Ryan Kay going to bring him in, and green flag back in the air.
Good start for Chase Robertson. I tell you what, he jumped out there real quick, and he didn't waste no time, jumped the lead. But look at the battle we got right there for the second position. And I'm going to tell you what, that Chase Pierce there trying to work that outside. We got another yellow flag out on the racetrack.
Looks like Adam Baker going to bring out the next caution. Let's go back and see what happened here with the number 30 machine. Looks like the back happens field. Oh, Cameron Millen just gets in there and
yeah, definitely lifted. Something happened. Maybe somebody missed the shift and the field stacked up, and then definitely the Battle Baker had nowhere to go. So definitely nothing of his doings.
Definitely a chain reaction, domino effect.
It's one of them racing incidents. You know how it goes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Chase Robertson using the outside. And Chris Carter, it looks like the outside line right now is where you want to be. Looks like the outside is kind of the place to be. I mean, the bottom's just as fast if you can make it work, but the top line is more of like your passing area where you make your passes as we got the one to go.
Yeah, so far, though, that bottom has not been the place to be to advance your position, as we've seen. Mostly everybody that we've seen advancing their position. Now, Carson Lofton, he did use that bottom line, but other than that, the passes I've seen has been on that outside groove.
Ryan Kuhn, Chase Robertson, going to bring us back to the green flag, and we're going to halt the yellow flag here. Put us back under yellow flag. But I guess race control didn't like something that was going on. Pace lights are back out on that Mustang. Beautiful looking pace car, Chris Carter.
Absolutely. Very good looking iRacing pace car. So we got 83 laps remaining. I still feel like that we've got 20, maybe 25 more to go before we actually see the action picking up. Not that we haven't seen some good racing action, and Matthew Dillner said it best. The top five they're pretty much all over each other racing nose to tail. Then we get a little side-by-side action under that last green. When they went green after our last caution flag, Chase Pierce trying to make that outside line work.
Yeah, and it looks like Chase Pierce went from second to third, so he lost a spot there, and he lost a spot there, trying to get around the Ryan Kay machine. And Barney, the iRacing flagman's got the green flag in the air. Chase Robertson on the outside, Ryan Kay on the bottom. Green flag back in the air. We're back on the way here. Great start there by Chase Robertson.
Yeah, Ryan Kay, he's going to drop back to second. Once again, so impressive, the restarts for Chase Robertson. What a job he's doing. And look at Chase Pierce also. He's working that outside. He's going to try to get around Ryan Kay. He is going to advance his position. And look at Carson Lawton right there. He is trying to work his way underneath Ryan Kay there as he's got to get into the third position, actually, in the fourth position. But business has definitely picked up, Rooster, here at South Boston Speedway.
Yes, we look a little bit deeper in the field. Blaine Curry, Mark Willard, side by side. Blaine Curry on the outside in that 16. A little bit deeper in the field, you got Brandon Clements, the 03 of Nathan Wenzel, Buddy Isles on the outside, Kyler Kepley right in front of them. This is a battle for 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Yeah, these guys back here, they're racing really, really hard. Kyler Kepley, Brandon Clements, some of the best in the game, and they're definitely picked up the game right there as they trying to work their way toward the front, get in the top 10.
Here comes Cameron Billings. Cameron Billings involved in that last incident. He's worked his way up to the 18th position. He's looking on Derek Rice for the 17th position. As they work off of 2. Whoa, big time push there by Dakota.
Good save right there.
Side by side, you got Justin Hole. That neon green, you can't miss him, Chris Carter.
No, Justin Hole right there working that outside as they come off of turn 4. Turn out the back stretch into turn 2. I'm sorry. Now they're on the front stretch going into turn 1. Justin Hole, many years of ride racing experience, trying to make a little noise.
Buddy Isles trying to make the outside work, and then you got Enoch McNeil in that 05 right behind him. Up ahead of them, you got Tyler Ashley and Ross Dalton, Paul Hardwick Jr. side by side. This is for 8.
Boo Boo Dalton in that number 50. Polly Hardwick the third. What is he, 13 years old now? Got him a win at North Wilkesboro. Good door-to-door, side-by-side racing right there between that number 50 of Boo Boo Dalton and Polly Hardwick the third. And I'll tell you what, boy, they are trying. And Boo Boo Dalton trying to make the outside work in that orange. Number 23, that's Polly Hartberg the third. And once again, race fan, that young man is 13 years old. And look at him go, Boo Boo Dalton. Not only with many years of iRacing experience, but in the real deal, Boo Boo Dalton's a threat anywhere he goes. Great racing between these two right here at South Boston Speedway and our Zach Brewer Memorial 131.
And Polly Hartwig was on the apron, on the concrete somewhere you're not, and Big wreck. Oh, the 03. Wow, loses it. That would be Nathan Wenzel. Let's see if we can't figure it. Looks like Brent Mickle might have brought the caution. Let's go back and see if we can't figure it out. Keep your eyes on that 46 machine. So far, so good. Oh, looks like the 55 of JT Kirshner. Whoa.
Well, that 30 car, looks like the 30 car, something he went for a spin. If you'll back it up just a little bit, watch that 30 right there. That blue and white car, well, yes, there was a little tap right there. JT Gerstner got into that left quarter of that number 30, so that's going to bring out our caution flag. 68 laps remaining in our Zach Brewer Memorial 131. All right, race fans, y'all stand by. We're going to take a commercial break. Y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome to Elevated Television. We are home to the Pitfall Podcast Tour, the Madhouse Racing League, and if you are looking for a league or in a broadcast company looking to shine and show your name out there, look no further than Elevated Television. We do more than just broadcasting. We also do quality edits with HD picture quality and more here in just a few of what we do here over on Elevated Television. Overlays. We do all forms of racing from late models to NASCAR. So if you're a league owner looking to get your league out there, look no further than Elevated TV. Make sure you check out Elevated Television on YouTube, Facebook, and more. And since we are elevating your game, high-quality sim racing broadcast since 2022.
Welcome back to South Boston Speedway. This is our Zach Brewer Memorial 131. We have 82 laps remaining here. Chase Robertson, he is your race leader. He has been holding his own so far. As we get ready to go back to green.
Taking a quick look here at the caution that just involved while we were in a commercial break after we went back green flag. Looks like Chase Pierce went around. Not too sure what happened there. See the 28 of Kyler Kepley. The third. Oh, looks like Chase Pierce just lost it.
Yep.
Oh, Brent Mickle almost missed him. And that's what brought out your caution. Chris Carter, been a very interesting race.
To say the least, yes, I agree. No doubt about it. Definitely been Jace Robertson doing a great job up front. Of course, Jace Robertson, he is the 2023 Sportsman Champion at Bowman Gray Stadium. And Chase is just such a fine young man. His dad, Mike, his uncle, Bryant, everybody involved with that team is such a good group of guys. And proud of Chase, everything that he's done. And maybe he can hold on to this lead, but it's going to be really tough because I want you to look right there behind him on his bumper who it is. It's that number 31, 15-year-old Carson Lofton. So we've got have some heavy hitters up there, race fans.
Definitely got some heavy hitters. As we're coming back, green flag back in the air. We're back underway here at South Boston. And Chris Carter, look at the field. They're like the top 5 just single files like instantly.
It doesn't take long, does it?
Then you got Paulie Hartwig and Ross Dalton still battling. Oh, Mark Willard's around. Oh, he saves it. They're wrecking big though. I see stuff flying everywhere.
Oh my.
Oh.
Looks like the 2 or 3 cars involved right there.
Let's go back and see what happened here. Looks like it all started with Mark Willard. Let's see what happened here. Got Riley Neal down to the bottom. Off of turn number 2. Mark Willard gets a tap from Riley Neal, and how in the world they say that? Oh my goodness. I want to go on board with Brent Mickler. Let's go cockpit view, Chris Carter. Let's see what he sees. Chris Carter, how do you think this is going to end up?
Well, oh Lord, there he goes for a half a spin cycle right there, Brent Mickle in that number 22. It's like things happen so fast. Not, I mean, the inside of a race car, period.
Whoa.
But the way that things happen, you can clearly see right there with Kyler Kepley's in car right there. The things happen just so quick. Look how quick it is, and man, hardly nowhere to go. What a move by Kyler Kepley. Great move by him in avoiding the carnage there.
Let's ride on board here with JT Gershon. Wow. Amazing job by all these drivers. That was a very intense moment, and like I said earlier, Chris Carter, when there's a wreck, it's almost like it's like Dillon coming off of turn 4. When they wreck it, Dillon off of turn 4, there's nowhere to go. It's the same way here at South Boston. It's because, like you said earlier, there's 45. It's what 45 inches wide, or there's the track itself is 45 wide. Put it that way.
45 feet is
40,
the track
there we
width.
go.
But look here, I want y'all to check this out right there. And we ain't said much about him tonight, but by golly, in the 4th position, the number 16 of Blaine Curry. Good-looking race car in that yellow and red paint scheme. And I'm not surprised. Pace car's off. Here we go. Green flag in the air. We're back racing. 53 laps remaining here in our Zach Brewer Memorial. What a race up front. There we are, Carson Lofton. He's on the inside. And Chase Robertson, he is going to remain your race leader. And looks like that's Chase Pierce out there trying to make that outside work. And that's once again, Blaine Curry. Look at Blaine go. He's working that inside. Polly Hartwig the third. Going to try to get around Blaine Curry on that outside. And wow, what a battle we've got, Rooster.
Oh yeah, as we look a little bit further back here, you got Justin Hoyle. We were just talking about him, Chris Carter. He was deep in the field. Look at him, up to 9th.
50 laps remaining.
You got Ross Dalton, Blaine Curry still battling side by side. And look, battle for your race lead down in Alpha 2. Here comes Carson Lofton. Carson Lofton thought about it. He's going to dive down the inside. Chris Carter's in battle for 1.
Carson Lofton on the inside. Chase Robertson on the outside. Chase Robertson with that momentum all night. We got a yellow flag out. Man, oh man, the battle for the lead was brewing up. And Chase Robertson, he is really content. He's set on using that outside. But Carson Lofton was like, hey, watch this, bud.
Looks like Justin Potter ended up on the wall. I'm not too sure how that happened. Oh man.
Blaine. Yeah. Oh wow.
Blaine Curry. We got to watch Justin Potter's in-car for that one.
Yeah, Blaine Curry, he got a little help right there, no doubt about it. And we talked about it earlier. Once he's modified, that Nerf bar's there for a reason, but when those tires touch, there's just really nothing you can do like that.
Yeah, definitely nothing you can do. As we go on board here with Riley Neal. Great job.
Way to go, Riley Neal.
Wow.
What a move.
That's what you call driving right there.
Also, race fans, we do want to let you know that all caution laps count, so we are counting caution laps as well. The race control just felt like we don't want to keep y'all as no longer than we already have. And 45 laps to go. I expect, and the racing action has picked up, has been really good all throughout the race so far. But as you just seen, Carson Lofton, man, oh man, he is hungry to take that lead from Chase Robertson right there. You see Chase and that Zach Brewer looking like car number 11. And, you know, what a battle. I'm not sure if Chase has enough to hold off Carson Lofton. I'm not sure if Chase has really used up his tires or anything. I believe it's equal for all of those that are battling, especially in that top 10.
Yeah, definitely. As the pace car lights are off, and we got 44 to go. And now, Chris Carter, you got to think, is the Bowman Gray Stadium going to come out a lot of these guys?
Absolutely. You can count on it. It's going to happen. The bumpers will be used.
And you know, I always tell everybody says, hey, look, you got to quit running like you're at the Madhouse. You can't take the Madhouse out of the Madhouse. It just don't work.
The lights are back on. Lights are still on the pace car. They're off now. Lights off on the pace car. Carson Lofton, he's on the inside. Chase Robertson on the outside. Having a little fun with our pace car driver.
I do believe the leader gets lane choice. I think leader is the only one that gets lane choice. He gets to pick inside or outside.
Well, all night we've been seeing the outside for Chase Robertson. Paulie Hartwig III is on his bumper. Green flag in the air once again. All night long, Chase Robertson with that great restart. Carson Lofton trying to work on his rear bumper. But look back there, door-to-door action. We've got Paulie Hartwig III. He's trying to work his way into the third position. Boo Boo Dalton, he's on that inside line. He's trying to work his way into the third position as well. Big pile up, yellow flag out with 41 laps remaining. Wow, I didn't see what happened right there, Rooster.
Yeah, me neither. I just seen them wrecking. Looks like Riley Neal, right front's hanging off. Got tore up race car. So let's go back and see what happened here. Jeffrey Taylor on the outside. They were 3 wide. Derek Rice on the bottom. And, I actually seen, oh my goodness. I actually seen Enoch McNeil wrecking from the 3 wide. But they were 3 wide. Two rows. You had Derek Rice, Riley Neal, and Jeffrey Taylor 3 wide. And then behind them, Chris Carter, you had Enoch McNeil, Brett Mickle, and Buddy Isles 3 wide.
It's almost everybody wants that same piece of real estate.
That's wild. Woo, it's getting interesting. Now you're starting to see why they call them, why they race at the Madhouse.
Looks like Michelle Robertson. I'm guessing that's Chase Robertson's mom. She said, "Lord, my nerves are shot."
Yes, that's Miss Michelle. Her nerves are always shot. Anytime her son gets in a race car, bless her heart. But she's an amazing woman as well. Appreciate her tuning in tonight. Matthew Dillner, as we said earlier, all of y'all talking on the chat line. Matthew Dillner, he said, last time I saw this many things airborne, I was at the Charlotte Douglas Airport.
At least Matt, at least we're keeping it comical, man. I mean, it's like we talked earlier. It's we gotta keep it positive. You know what I mean? Like it's for a good cause. Put it that way.
Absolutely, and we do want to let everyone know there's some people that might have just tuned in. This is our Zach Brewer Memorial 131. We are honoring our good friend, our fellow racer, Zach Brewer, who passed away early Monday morning. Funeral arrangements are posted under Davison Funeral Home, and the lights are out on the pace cars. We get ready to get back at it, Rooster.
Here comes Chase Robertson. Chase Robertson with a good start. Green flag back in the air. We're backing away, and look at Ross Boo Boo Dalton. Ross Boo Boo Dalton up to the second position. Has he saved enough tire? Has he saved enough tread to get to the back bumper of the Chase Robertson machine? He's working on lofted. Justin Hull in the wall on the bottom.
Well, I'm not even sure it was Justin Hull what happened right there. This is like something happened, or maybe something broke. I don't know.
Looks like. Let's see if we can't fast forward a little bit. Looks like
Man, what a battle brewing between Carson Lawton and Boo Boo Dalton in that number 50. Carson Lawton, of course, driving that number 31. Also with a Zach Brewer lookalike paint scheme. Yeah, hard hit.
Right in front of your leaders, too.
Yes, that's what had me a little bit confused. I'm not sure why he was there.
I believe he had just come out of the pits. I think he had just come out of the pits and
that makes sense.
Trying to get away from the leaders because he knew the leaders were coming and just lost it off before. Man, I've raced on iRacing a little bit, and man, turn 4 here to me is probably the hardest corner. I mean, you get on that apron, it's whereas turn 1 and 2, you have the wall and you have a hole, and you have, as you see it right there, a little bit of a room to race on the bottom. Whereas on turn 4, you have a lot of room to race on the bottom, and you can get on that apron, and it just gets the car all out of whack and gets it loose. So it's so different in each of these corners. And then if you run the top in 3 and 4 is faster than the top in 1 and 2. So it's crazy to think the difference in the corners here and the difference in the shape of South Boston.
And the main thing is you want that race car to be pointed in the right direction. You want it to be pointed straight forward if it comes off that turn. And I'll tell you, watching Chase Robertson, that's what he's had that car to do all night. He's got his hands full, race fans. He'll run on the bottom of him right now. They're listed Boo Boo Dalton in that gray number 50 in the second position. So that's going to put Carson Lawton, he's going to be in the fourth position, with Billings in the third position. Green flags out. We're racing at South Boston Speedway. 32 laps remaining. Wow, look at this. Boo Boo Dalton dropping back to the third position. Carson Lawton working his way underneath Boo Boo Dalton. A little bit of contact right there between Boo Boo and Carson Lawton.
Carson Lawton on the bottom of that red 30 run. Looks like he's starting to plow tight through the center of the corner. Not what Boo Boo Dalton.
Not turning.
Not it turned. It looks like he's trying to drive it off in there. Oh my goodness, he is driving the car to the center of the corner. Here comes the 69, Matthew Brinson. Chris Carter, we've seen him bring out the first caution of the night.
Yes, that's the only time we've said his name tonight. Good job by Matthew right there. Brinson doing a good job. And never see Tyler Ashley back there in that number 21, and Paulie Hartwig III also, who was actually in the top 5 earlier.
Yeah, Justin Potter back here in the 13th battle with Paulie Hartwig. This is the Hornet's Nest. This is not where you want to be. A little bit further up ahead, you got Kyler Kepley to the inside of Ryan Kay, Mark Willard, Nathan Winslow, right there, door handle to door handle. Mark Willard going to get in the back bumper. Around goes Mark Willard.
What a save. Willard but saved it. I mean, good save by Mark
goodness.
Willard. Great save. Got 26 laps remaining. And from here on out, we got a yellow flag out. The business is definitely picking up. I can't see who that is, Rooster. Buddy Isles bringing out our caution flag of the night. About our 9th or 10th one. I've lost count.
Lost count on them. See what happened here? Got Buddy Isles and the 46. I believe that's Dakota Meller on the bottom. Looks like they tried to avoid Mark. And actually, Riley Neal got into the back of him. Oh, my goodness. Riley Neal just trying to avoid Mark Willard, where Mark Willard got loose. And tough break there.
Well, I tell you, comedy hours picking up on our chat session. We got Cody Heacock. Good to see Messer Media, track photographer at Bowman Gray Stadium. He has a good point, though. Chase and Boo-Boo keep finding each other. They finished 1-2 at the Bowman Gray preseason invitational.
You know, I'm sitting here looking at Chris's comments, and he's talking about the pace car running out of gas. If the pace car runs out of gas, we're definitely screwed, because then we're going to have to put Kyler Staley out there to broadcast or pace the race car or the racetrack or the field.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Chris has been up to this. He's been keeping everybody laughing since this thing started. So, Chris, just keep on, buddy. We may give you a job in the comedian section if we ever have one. But, man, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And everybody's kind of giving Brent a hard time.
Yeah. Well, you know, Brent Mickle, man, I don't know much about him. I just know he's a big iRacing painter, and man, he paints some really good race cars. He actually painted Adam Baker's car. We'll take a quick look at it. That number 30 car, Brent Mickle actually painted that iRacing car.
Yeah, he is the spotter of the number 4 machine in the modified division at Bowman Gray Stadium for Jason Myers. Lights out on the pace car.
Chase Robertson, Cameron Billings, Carson Lofton, Chase Pierce. Bringing them into the restart zone. And look what Chase Robertson done here.
He went to the inside and it worked for him. Yes, great. Yes.
Here comes Lofton. Lofton way up the track. We're about to be 3 wide. Oh my goodness, big wreck. No, they save it. No, Kepley's in it. The whole field. Oh my goodness, look at Derek Rice. Wow, they're still wrecking.
Wow.
Wow.
And you know, at this point, this is just hard racing. Everybody knows the laps are winding down. We got 20 to go. And I said it earlier in our pre-race, with about 20 or 25 to go, business people are going to start getting more aggressive with each other, do what they can to try to work their way to the front. We're looking inside Derek Rice's car. Whoa, what a ride he took.
Let's go back on board with Justin Potter. Oh my goodness. He had a face full of Derek Rice. Then we'll take an outside look at it. Kind of see what happened here. It looks like it all started, though, with Kyler Kepley and Ryan Kay. And Ryan Kay fell way to the back, Chris Carter.
Yes, he did. Well, actually, Polly Hartwig III got into the 28 of Kepley, and then it just was a chain reaction there. Watch again. Watch. It looks like Kyler Kepley might have right. All right, keep going. Go ahead.
See if we can't get a different camera angle real fast.
Bam, right there. See it?
Yep. Got into the back bumper with the dirt bar, and man, oh man. What a ride everybody took there.
And once again, race fans, things happen so fast that here at South Boston Speedway, and we've said it 9 times tonight, this track is only 45 feet wide, so that's not a lot of room for these 600-plus horsepower machines to really finagle through anything. All right, Booster, you call him the green. Lights out on the pace car. Cameron Billings, he's running in second position. We got Chase Robertson on the inside.
Chase Robertson electing to go to the bottom again. We're coming to 15 laps to go. Now's when it gets to the nitty-gritty. Now's when you see people get aggressive. Now's when you're going to see people use the tires. Green flag back in the air. And great start again by Chase Robertson. And here comes Lofton with him.
Lofton's got a mirror full of Boo Boo Dalton as well. Heading down that backstretch into turn number 3. Chase Robertson, he's your race leader. Carson Lofton running in second. Whoa! And Carson Lofton in the wall. My, oh my. carnage everywhere. That is not what Carson Lofton wanted. He was definitely a contender to win this race. Man, oh man, and I'm not even sure, Rooster. I'm not sure what happened there, man.
Yeah, it looks like Lofton got into Billings. Got up into Billings there, and look there at Lofton. He's on the
It looks like that. Yeah, it's like that Lofton's car just won't turn. I don't know if he's developed a tight condition and the car won't turn or what. But yes, the car just went up on the racetrack, and the rest is history from there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you can see it right. Okay, well that's back there with Tyler Ashley in there.
And we'll take another look at it real fast here. And I'm like you, Chris Carter. I think he's getting tight. I think the car is just not wanting to turn.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The handling on that car is just not what Carson Lawton was. He might tell us different, but just from what I'm seeing, it's just like he developed a tight condition. And this is not the first time that I've said that car was getting tight on him as well.
Definitely, for sure. And you got Chase Robertson still out front. Look who's in second from that. Ross Boo Boo Dalton. Still Langford, somebody we haven't talked to about in a while. He's moved his way up to third. Then you got Blaine Curry in back there in fourth. Nathan Wenzel in fifth. Brent Mickle sixth. Brent Mickle! He's been in almost every wreck tonight. Look at here, Chris Carter. He's at sixth.
I have no words. Hey, but you know what? Good job to Brent Mickle. I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, to be through what he's been through, and now he's trying to work his way to the top six. So good job to him.
Got Jeffrey Taylor, another one that's been in a lot of wrecks tonight. He's up to seventh. Tyler Ashley's eighth. Adam Baker nine, and Polly Hartwig to third. Rounds out your top 10.
Well, it's crunch time here at South Boston Speedway in our Zach Brewer Memorial, 131 with 10 laps remaining. And Chase Robertson, can he hold off Ross Boo Boo Dalton in that number 50 car?
Looks like Orion K is done for the night. Looks like Buddy Isles is done for the night. Looks like Enoch McNeil is done for the night. Justin Hoyle still on the track. He's a lap down. Kyler Kepley still on the track. He's getting his lap back. Matthew Brinson getting his lap back. I'm sure Justin Hoyle is just kind of riding in the back. And that's everybody that's a lap down.
Well, you know, the way things have been going here at South Boston Speedway, a lot of guys, you know, of course everybody wants to win, but just to say you survived this race is saying something. Ross Boo Boo Dalton on the inside. Chase Robertson on the outside as we get ready. Pace car is going to hit pit road. Green flag. Another great restart by Chase Robertson. He's been an ace at it all night. Boo Boo Dalton, he's on the outside. Turn number 3 as they come down in front of the fans here at the South Boston Speedway. Boo Boo Dalton, he's like in that outside second groove, so to speak. And boy, you do got another hornet's nest back there with Polly Hartwig on the bottom. Look at him go, Rooster.
Oh my goodness, man. They are all over the place staying green. 7 laps to go. Nobody's wrecked. Mark Willard saves it. Everybody saves it. And then back to the front. You got Steele Langford looking to the inside of Ross Dalton for second as they work off a 2 down the backstretch.
Blaine Curry right there in that yellow and red car. He's back in the 4th position. But right now, I just think that this is going to be a battle. Oh, we got another yellow flag out. Another yellow with 5 laps remaining. Actually, yes, 5 laps remaining.
I'm not too sure who that was. Let's go back and see if we can't figure out. There we go. See if we can't figure out who brought the yellow out.
Well, it looks like JT come off the turn there, and the car drifted up. But once again, he as well. You know, the handling on some of these cars, it seems like it's going away, which you're going to have that a lot of times.
Well, you know, and they got a set of tires. They get a set of tires, but it comes to the point where you got to think. If you use that set of tires early on and you don't have it now, your car's going to be probably junk. Especially if you've been involved in wrecks and sliding around and racing hard. I mean, you're going to have that when it comes to the handling on the race car.
Well, some of these Matthew Dillner says Panda Dreddy.
I'm sitting over here reading the comments, and it's crazy to see some of the things that usually the chat's pretty dead, but tonight it's rolling.
No, it hadn't been dead tonight, I promise.
I want to say thank you guys to each and every one of you. I am actually Rooster. I'm the owner of Elevated TV. Appreciate each and every one of you guys that are tuning in. I appreciate Riley Neal and all these guys that have put on this race and have given me the opportunity to broadcast this race. I want to thank Chris Carter for coming in here and helping me with this race and announcing this and calling it with me. And I hope we've done a good job for you and we put on a show.
Well, once again, we fixing to get ready. It's going to be like almost a green-white checker, and these guys are racing for Zach Brewer. And look at Boo Boo Dalton. He's trying to get underneath Chase Robertson. Chase Robertson uses that outside line. He's got the momentum. Boo Boo Dalton's going to be looking inside once again. Chase Robertson, I said it before, I'm saying it again. That momentum has been working for him all night. There's about a car length separating first and second. We got another caution flag out.
Looks like Dakota Meller is going to bring it out. Let's go back and see what happened here. Keep your eyes on the blue and white number 46 there on your screen. See what happens here with him. It looks like he must have just got loose, Chris Carter.
Oh, there's a tap right there for Polly Hartwig. He got loose all right with a tap from the rear bumper for Polly Hartwig the third.
For sure.
And once again, I want to stress once again, these guys are racing. They're racing hard. They want to win this race. The reason of this race, of course, we've said it numerous times, is for our friend and fellow racer, Zach Brewer. And yes, these guys are racing hard because they want to be the winner of this Zach Brewer Memorial 131. So in other words, the way I think about it is these guys are, to me, Rooster, we're doing this for Zach. We're racing for Zach Brewer. I want to win this race for Zach Brewer.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what's even crazier? Chris Carter is to see if Chase Robertson wins this with Zach Brewer's scheme.
Yes, that would be special. Absolutely.
I think that would be icing on top of the cake. Yeah, Boo Boo wants to win. But it's I think everybody would be excited. Whoever wins the race. But I think it would be even more special with Chase Robertson winning the race with Zach Brewer's paint scheme.
Absolutely. Lights out on the pace car. We're going to have another attempt to another green-white checkered here at South Boston Speedway. Fans, get on your feet. Here we go. Can we get by without another caution flag to the end? Boo Boo Dalton on the inside. Chase Robertson on the outside. Chase Robertson, another good start. Boo Boo looking on the inside. Chase Robertson on the outside in that red number 11. Chase Robertson, he is your leader. Coming around. Next time by, it's going to be one to go. They will see the white flag. Blaine Curry trying to make a little noise right there for the third position on the outside. Blaine just right there, just couldn't get quite around.
The man from down under, Chase Robertson, and the Zach Brewer throwback gonna win the Zach Brewer Memorial 131.
Wow. Yes. Well, yes. Way to go, Chase Robertson.
Wow. What a race.
Chase Robertson. He on every, Rooster, if you go back and think about what we've seen here, every restart, almost the whole night, Chase Robertson, he chose that outside line. And then the last three restarts, all of a sudden, Chase decided, I'm going to the bottom. And I'd like to hear his comments as what made him change his mind. But it don't matter what made him change his mind. It worked, and he knew what he had to do to win this race. Congratulations to Chase Robertson in winning our Zach Brewer Memorial 131 here at South Boston Speedway.
As he's going to burn it down here on the front stretch, tear the wall down. He don't even care now. He's burning it down. Ross Boo Boo Dalton and Steele Langford round out your top three. We're going to take a quick look here at and Chase Robertson is known not to sit on the front stretch for post-race interviews, so hopefully he'll stay there and not all F4. So we're going to take a quick look at your results. We got to back up a page. Chase Robertson comes home with the win. Ross Dalton second. Steele Link for third. Blaine Curry fourth. Nathan Wenzel comes home fifth. Riley Neal sixth. Carson Loftus seventh. Tyler Ashley eighth. Brent Mickle comes out, rounds out with a top 10. Jeffrey Taylor 10th. Matthew Brinson 11th. Dakota Miller rounds out your top 12. Chris Carter, carry him on.
JT Gershner in the number 55 finished 13th. In 14th, Kyler Kepley running 15th. Cameron Billings finishing 16th. Justin Potter 17th was Justin Hull in that number 43 finishing 18th. And the number 77 was Chase Pierce. Adam Baker in that number 30, he finished 19th. Derek Rice in the number 20 finished 20th. Finishing 21st in the number 73 was Polly Hartwig III. Finishing 22nd in 01 is Mark Willard. Brandon Clements from way over there in Carteret County finishing 7th. In the number 7 finishing 23rd. And finishing 24th, the number 1 of Buddy Isles.
Rounding out 25th is going to be Ryan Kay, and James Stanger comes home, rounds out 26. Alrighty, well, we're going to try to get post-race interviews here with your top 3. Let's see if we can get get your top 3 here. Let's see if I can get them. Are they in the interview? There we go. Alrighty.
Okay.
I didn't have a shot.
Steele Langford, Rooster in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, bringing it home, 2 spots short, but getting a 3rd place here for RKM Setup Shop. Tell me how you got it done tonight.
Well, just I didn't even know I was racing until like, I don't know, 6:45, 7 o'clock tonight. I was on the wait list. I hadn't done any practice, and got told that I was racing tonight. So I loaded in, started running laps, and qualified 6th and brought it home 3rd.
Yeah, you know, I seen them trying to get a hold of you, and I actually texted your teammate Jeremy Ashby, and I said, hey man, tell Steele Langford to get up with Erica. I said check his Facebook Messenger, and that way you can race tonight. And here you are, man. You want to walk through and thank your sponsors for getting you home 3rd here tonight?
Yeah, and thank you, because if it wasn't for Ashby reaching out to me, then I wouldn't have known that. So I thank you for doing that. I'd like to thank Jeff McCrary for paying my entry fee and getting me in this race. I didn't know anything about it. I'd like to thank Fred's Race Engine Design in Walburg, North Carolina. Do complete engine builds, has a dyno. They're in Walburg on 109 near Wedford Middle School, 336-471-5900. I'd like to thank Ryan Kuhn, Ryan Kuhn Motorsports, everything he does for me. We just won the Superweight Model Championship last season in officials, so hopefully we're going to come back and put on another run. I'd like to thank Justin Brooks Designs for everything he does. He's going through a hard time as well right now, so add him to your prayer list. He lost his grandmother last Tuesday, and then his mom passed away Sunday, so he's going through a lot. And then Kyle Storm Racing, everything they do for me. And I'd like to thank y'all for broadcasting this race, and prayers to the Zach Brewer family, and thank y'all for everything y'all did putting this race on.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you coming and racing, and I know it was last minute. You didn't have much time to test, but still had a good showing and bringing it home 3rd. Congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
All righty, we're going to go on down, walk on down. It looks like Chris Carter has got a word with Ross Boo Boo Dalton.
Boo Boo Dalton, 2nd place finish here at our Zach Brewer Memorial 131 at South Boston Speedway. And Boo Boo, I've never announced an iRacing race, but I've announced plenty with you in it. And buddy, it just looks like to me that you do the same thing on that iRacing rig that you do in real life, and a great job. And I want you to talk about those last few laps, Boo Boo, with working the bottom. It just seems like that outside groove could have been and was the better groove.
Yeah, we really hindered ourselves by qualifying bad, but I mean, we was able to get up there and compete. We was 4th right there, and Carson, we will hop Carson off of 4 and shuffled us back again, so we had to kind of pick up and start over. But all worked out, man. Got back up here, got back to second, was able to stay clean and keep keep the tires on this thing. This is definitely out of my ordinary. We don't normally race these cars very much, so to jump out here against this big crowd and these big people and bring home a P2 is a solid night. Man, it gives me cold chills that to have all these people show up and stuff. The racing community is stronger than anything I've ever known in my life, and Riley and his family and now everybody that has had a hand in putting this thing together for Zach's wife and daughter, and remembering Zach and everything that he's done for our sport and being a hard-nosed competitor, man. It's super awesome to be a part of it, and I was glad to see somebody in his car win this race. I can tell you that much. He was a big part of, I'm gonna say, my life, because I watched him grow up at Bowman Gray. And he was in the black 11 car, and I was a fan. I had the T-shirt. I told Mom the other night, I said, I wish I'd have never got rid of that T-shirt. I wish I had it. But me and Brandon Ward's really tight, so to hear the stories between him and Brandon and stuff is super awesome. Super thankful for everybody that watched. Thankful for Rooster and you sticking your neck out and making this thing happen as fast as we did, and Riley and, like I said, his whole family for all that they've done for everybody, and this crowd that showed up, man. It was 60 some drivers to show up to a Thursday night race. That's pretty huge.
Absolutely, it is. And Boo Boo, if you would, take this time to thank everybody involved and your sponsors.
Man, I got to give a huge shout out to Michael Steel Designs. He busted his butt. I told him Tuesday that I needed a modified car so that I could run this thing, and he made me something up pretty fast, and I kind of like it. But other than that, man, Liberty Speed Shop for all that they do in real life stuff. I got to thank Hudson Auto Works, Carolina Laser Cut, and J-Dot Auto Tech. Everybody that makes it happen. Everybody that gets us to and from the real racetrack, and looking forward to next weekend. We're going to go to Florence and see if we can't start the season off with a win.
Well, we wish you nothing but the best, Boo Boo, and we thank you for your time, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for everything.
Alrighty, that's been a word with Boo Dalton. Alrighty, we're going to get the camera turned around here, get Mr. Chase Robertson up here in the booth with us. There's Chase Robertson. Man, I'm going to go ahead and go out here on a limb. Is it mean anything to you parking it in Victor Lane, racing one of his cars?
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, it's almost brings me to tears, man, thinking about it. You know, I know he would love to win here, and just glad I could park his car in Victory Lane.
Okay, so earlier tonight, I said throughout the race, would have a caution flag. You elected to go up top almost all night. And Chase, for our last 3 or 4 restarts, we noticed that you went to the bottom. Can you tell us and the fans listening what made you decide that on those restarts? Because pretty much on the night, throughout the night, even there at the end, you kind of jumped back up into that middle second groove, if you will. What was the reason for going to the bottom on the restarts late in the race?
Yeah, Chris. You know, the top gets really good here when it gets rubber laid down. And, you know, at the start, we started 5th, so I was on the bottom, and I had to get to the top as soon as I can. We had a restart, and I have a start in second, and I got a good restart and got on the top, and that's exactly what my game plan was to get the lead early, because, you know, it's just hard to pass here when the momentum's at the top. So I knew if I just got the lead and stayed on the top, that we would be pretty good.
I gotta ask you one more question, and kind of filter this into thanking your sponsors. What was going through your mind on lap 4 when your spotter come over the radio and said, "You're 3 wide, you're on the bottom"?
Well, I mean, honestly there, Rooster, I don't know if I was being too aggressive or not. It was just these cars on entry. It's like that. You get close to them quick, and some dude checked up in the center, and I just went low. It was a reaction, and we were 3 wide, and luckily we came out good.
Alrighty, well, you want to thank anybody for getting you home here with the victory?
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank Blaine Curry first off. He's been helping me with these setups, and just want to thank him. Zeem Setup Shop, East Coast Swings and Grill, Jerry Hunt Super Center, Wahlberg Grill and Pizzeria, Timothy D. Wellborn, Davison Steel, David Kinley Services, Davis Cupcakes. I gotta thank my mom and dad, my brother, and yeah, that's about it, man.
Alrighty, well, coming home with the win, and man, it's kind of crazy to see this car in victory lane, and not with the driver, because the driver that drives the car is a spectacular driver. Just to see this car in victory lane, period. Again, and Chase, I got to ask you one more question, and I'll leave you alone. Will you ever run this car again in any other race on iRacing?
Oh yeah, man, for sure. This is gonna be my paint for a long time. Like I said, he was great in the racing community. Me and my mom were talking earlier. Do you know how much people the racing community has? If you go to like a funeral or something, there's thousands of people there. That just shows how strong our racing community is. And I just want to thank Riley and his parents and you, Rooster, for putting this on for a great cause. Just prayers with his family.
Alrighty, well, congratulations on the win, man, and all I can say is congratulations, man. I mean, it's kind of bringing a tear to my eye, man, seeing this car.
Yeah, me too, man.
And I didn't even...
Hey, but look, hey, Rooster, I am not surprised at who we're talking to in victory lane. Chase, I want you to know, as I've been telling you for many years, little buddy, I'm proud of you. Good job.
Thanks, CC.
Alrighty, and that's a word with Chase Robertson coming home tonight. And your winner here in the Zach Brewer Memorial 131 is going to be Mr. Chase Robertson. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Chris Carter, final thoughts, buddy.
Final thoughts. A lot of carnage, a lot of really good racing. We had that side-by-side racing. We had more of that side-by-side racing, mid-pack and on back, that I thought we would see more of in the front. But once again, although we had a lot of caution flags, we cannot rule out the fact that was some really good racing. We had a race for the lead between Boo Boo Dalton and Chase Robertson there, who was your winner there with the laps were winding down. We had a green-white checkered finish. All in all, I think everybody involved, Riley Neal, Kevin, his mom Lori, you, Rooster, even Boo Boo stepping in during the breaks and stuff and helping. It's just, I wish I knew everybody's name to thank them, but it's really important that we don't forget these people right here. Choice Tire and Auto, Walkertown Auto Sales, Erica Reed, Bam Stevens, and you with Elevated TV, Talking Circles with Chris Carter. Thank you to everyone that was a part of this, the sponsors that put the money in. And, I enjoyed my first time to call an iRace Rooster. It was definitely different. I was using my phone, so that was a little complicated for me. But man, what a good time! You did a great job. I really enjoyed it, and I hope I get to do this again.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's tough to get. I'm sure it was a lot tough to get behind the wheel of these cars and race these cars tonight. Knowing who they were racing for. I mean, it's different. Any other Saturday night when you go to the racetrack and nothing. You get in a race car. But when you when you're going to the racetrack to race a memorial race for your, one of your really good friends, family members, whatnot, it means a lot more. I mean, it's hard. I feel like it's a lot harder to race. I mean, these guys put on one heck of a show. I mean, we had a long green flag run at the start, had a long green flag, a couple green flag runs at the end, had a couple cautions. When you go to South Boston, I don't care in real life on iRacing, you're going to have cautions. I mean, the late models at South Boston in real life, they have just as bad of a caution fest as we've seen tonight. I mean, this track brings it out. I feel like. I mean, it's different. This track is hard to get around. It's 45 foot degree wide on the banking. I mean, it's different. I do want to say, first off and foremost, thank you to the Neal family for allowing me to come in here and do this. I want to let Kimberly Brewer and Avery Brewer know that me and my family are praying for them as well. Like I said earlier, I didn't personally know Zach Brewer, but when it comes to the racing community, I'm all about doing anything and everything I possibly can. I even tried to, do this race for free, I should say, and I don't like throwing stuff like that on the broadcast, but I tried to do this race for free just because I'm not here for the money, like I'm here, to do what it's meant to do, and that's support Zach Brewer. Even though I didn't know the guy, ain't never seen the guy, ain't never met the guy, but when it's the racing community sticks together. We're one family, one big family, and that's what we do as a racing community. So I want to thank Erica Reed for Cooper Reed's mom for putting in her hands. All the sponsors, the people that put money in for the awards. I want to say thank you to the people that donated to Avery and Kimberly to help them out. Riley Neal, there's never enough said that, you can sit here and say thank you for. I'm actually going to try to get Riley Neal up here and let him say a few words. I don't even think he's in the Discord anymore, so I ain't going to be able to do that.
Let's not forget, Rooster, before we sign off, for those of y'all that are still watching, the memorial service for Zachary Kyle Brewer, born November the 29th, 1979, passed away March 4th of this year. A memorial service will be held at 2 o'clock. Once again, 2 o'clock on Monday, March the 11th at Pinedale Christian Church. The chaplain, Kyle Froman, will be officiating the services, and visitation will take place following the service. Once again, Zach's memorial service will be held at 2 p.m. March the 11th, that's Monday, at Pinedale Christian Church. You can find out all the details and Zach's obituary at davidsonfuneralhome.net. And as you said, Rooster, Kimberly, Avery, Doug, Miss Donna, his mom, everybody, we love y'all. The racing community loves y'all. We are praying continuously for God's comfort in this troubling time.
Definitely. And I want to say, to all 300 people that showed up to watch the race live tonight, man, that means the most to me. Because without you guys, me and Chris Carter would be sitting here talking to ourselves. I mean, we'd just be two people up here in a Discord call talking to ourselves watching a race. I mean, so without you guys showing up, we wouldn't be doing what we love to do. But that's going to do it here for the Zach Brewer Memorial 131. I hope everybody enjoyed the race. I hope everybody has an amazing Friday, and hope everybody else has a Thursday afternoon, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And we'll see you next Wednesday night for the Madhouse Racing League here on Elevated TV. Good night, everybody.